Hello, everybody. Welcome to Session 5 of the Crossmeet campaign. Session 5. Previously in Kulthania, our heroes looking for work asked the head of the Crossmeet Guard, Ivan Vester, if he had any work for them. He didn't. He said he had plenty of guards to handle the work that was involved. However, he pointed out a possible problem that was outside the jurisdiction of the city guards, which is that the Ambolts, fathered up by Hort Ambolt, have been missing for 2 weeks. They went to open a silver mine not too far south of Crossmeet, and they didn't return. The party went down there to investigate. They found a donkey and a cart just sitting there near the mine entrance. They then met 2 kobolds, and the kobolds brought them to the rest of their tribe, or more accurately, the remainder of their tribe. And the kobolds' leader, Kuza, told them a story that their tribe of the Bright Claws were part of the tribe, a group tribe with the Sharp Fangs, another group of kobolds. The dwarves, the Ambolts, started mining and drilled into where the kobolds live. The Bright Claws wanted to negotiate with the dwarves and work out a deal with them to be mutually profitable and non-destructive. The Sharp Claws didn't like that idea. A battle ensued between the Sharp Claws, the Sharp Fangs and the Bright Claws. The Sharp Fangs won. Several of the Bright Claws were killed, and they retreated. And then the Sharp Fangs went on to capture the Ambolts through trickery and ambush. So, the party has, after meeting with the Bright Claws leader, Kuza, he drew them a crude map and showed them a back entrance, an unguarded entrance into the mine. And the party found this entrance, but it was guarded by a carrion crawler, which the party dispatched. And so right now, the party is right over here, and there's about a fist-size hole in the wall. There's a dead carrion crawler on the ground here. The remaining Bright Claws are up in here, and you guys are looking through a hole in the wall. On this map, a few things that Kuza drew for you. Here, there are supposedly some guards here, a hole here, and then it says cage here. This is another entrance to the mine, to the mine from where the Bright Claws live, but it's blocked off. The Bright Claws have blocked it off so that the Sharp Claws can't get in. Here's the main entrance to the mine. So right now, you guys are here after having defeated the carrion crawler. You can certainly take a short rest if you wish before you proceed, and that's where we'll be. Yeah, and that's where we'll begin. So let's start with Talrun. Tell us remind us what you look like, and maybe tell us what you think of the situation.
Talrun's a 6-foot tall human, odd scar on the back of his head. He's carries 2 punching daggers around, and his clothes look formal but kind of ragged, and handiwork done on them. The first thing he did when he came to Crossmeet, he ended up being involved with the death of a mermaid, which he kind of feels bad about. So he kind of does want to actually help this other tribe of kobolds who want to have this good deal with the dwarves, and more importantly, he gets to fight huge centipedes, which is great.
Yeah, awesome. There's a big plus in that. Okay, Jawdat.
So, Jawdat is in the 6'10", 6'13" range. You can figure that out. He's muscular but a little paunchy in the stomach from lots of good drinking and good eating. Half orc, pronounced orc tusk. He tries to keep his lips over and doesn't smile too toothy as much as he can. Dressed in an Arabic fashion, Most of his upper clothing is one large wrap that wraps around and turns into a robe-looking deal. He's, I guess, at this point more concerned about the miners than he is the kobolds, because in his experience, kobolds are akin to actual orcs, and the fact that they're not always super trustful or trustworthy rather, and these ones seem exceptionally dumb to boot. So we'll see.
Excellent. Okay, Balmera. You didn't want to fight the bug, as I recall.
No, she doesn't like giant bugs, and she's kind of creeped out by it still, especially since Torin just seemed to go one-on-one with it with his fists. He's extremely creeped out by that. But she's thinking on the bright side. She's in a cave. She might find some mushrooms down there, so that's a plus. She is a dwarf, but a large dwarf, and she has shaven off her beard. So at a casual glance, she will look like a very butch-looking woman, a very butch-looking short woman with long red hair. She's dressed kind of casual in flashy clothes, but she does carry a rapier. Now we are on an official adventure.
Excellent. Okay, and that Grim, our newest member.
Yeah, Grim is probably the second tallest in the group. He stands about 6'7". He is he's lean but not terribly muscular. Average build for his height, but in decent enough shape. His clothes are very mismatched, so his tunic looks like it's been repaired many times. The leather gloves he wears are slightly different color, almost as if they were different gloves, or perhaps one was used to do something that discolored it. It's impossible to tell. His boots are worn, especially around the toe and the heel. He carries a pack kind of crossways across his back that slings down over the front. He has several pouches hanging on that. He didn't look that way in town, although he does take. Seems to have kind of altered the configuration of his gear since coming on this adventure. He's kind of average looking, with black hair, kind of a tan, ruddy skin. Someone who's spent a lot of time outdoors, and probably a little bit older than maybe some of you. Not middle-aged by any stretch of the imagination, but older.
Okay, cool. So the four of you, along with 3 kobolds, stand near this hole in the wall. The hole in the wall, as I said, it's about the size of a fist. With you is Kuza, the leader of the remainder of the Bright Claws, and Zabig and Nock, the first 2 kobolds who asked you to, or brought you to their leader, literally. And then back here, where there's a sort of gap on the wall, where there's a slope where you entered, you can see about half a dozen kobolds, both male and female, leaning over, trying to look around the corner and see what you're going to do next.
Okay, after the fight is over and Balmera kind of, with a little help of the adrenaline, gets over her initial shock of seeing the gargantuan bug, she kind of walks around it, and she's keeping at least 3 feet between her and the dead And she'll check if there's any shrooms down here, any mushrooms she can use.
Not in this room.
There was an. Can we see the exit that connects it to the kobold there?
You can
It was
see,
about
as I said, the hole
fist.
here is very, very thin, and there's about a fist-size hole.
Okay.
I think it. I don't know if we mentioned the end of the last game. I was going to excavate the this strange creature and see if it has any sort of glands or other things that I can sort of collect to maybe.
Right.
Yeah, we had actually done that. So I gave
Harvest,
you the
yeah.
vial from my empty water breathing potion.
Yes, that's right.
That's correct.
Okay, and
Coleman
that
had smashed his face in and bashed its head in, but you were able to scrape some goo off its tentacles. Its many tentacles.
Okay, in that case, Bilmera is extremely creeped out, and she has moved into that little entrance connecting to the kobold there.
Okay.
She's doing her best to ignore the cutting and the squishing sound.
I'd like you to make me an intelligence check, please, Belmera.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, never mind.
Nothing to see here.
You succeed.
You think it's a good idea?
The lowest difficulty ever in this game.
All of a sudden, you remember that you haven't been breathing. Crap.
Did I leave the iron on?
I'll start to when I'm sitting there at the fist-sized hole. I will obviously listen, and if she can't hear anything on the other side, apart from the sawing and the cutting and the squishing on this side, she'll start to dig the hole bigger. So
Okay.
she at least can get through.
You hear nothing obvious, but make me a perception check.
Oh, much better. 14 plus 1, that's a 15.
Okay, you maybe hear a little bit of talking, but just barely. It sounds like kobold language. But
Okay.
Just barely make it in. So what's the...
Was that Rob? You broke off.
Give them a few moments. So Tarun has been sitting on one side of the room, cross-legged, sitting down,
Damn it.
almost like he's sleeping.
Nope, I'm back.
For about
Sorry.
30 minutes.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you guys have... What are the other three doing while Balmera is listening?
And
You've
digging.
gathered your little samples, right?
Tarun's like sitting down, like cross-legged, resting hard. Yes.
Okay. So, two people can go up there and help if you like. In fact, Kuza orders Zabig and Knock to help you. And while they're working beside you, Balmera, one is on each side of you, and they're barely looking at the rocks. They're more just like staring at you with wide eyes as you're doing this.
Come on, it's time now.
It's the cleavage.
Right, kobold women don't have cleavage. That's why.
Yeah. It's new.
Hey, for point of clarification, Rob, kobold language, is it Draconic? Is it a dialect of Draconic, or is it completely unrelated?
Okay, by Ra, I believe it's Draconic.
It is. I
is.
just was asking for your world.
Sure. In my world, I kind of like the old way where there are dogs and not dragons. But I'm going to say, for sake of argument and simplicity, it's off Draconic. It's a dialect of Draconic.
You know, the closest
It's like low class Draconic.
Yeah, I was gonna say the closest analogy I would use would be like if you go into some of the Cajun bogs down in Louisiana, some of the English that they speak is a little hard to understand. So
It's
probably something like that.
That's exactly
Yeah.
not English. Trust me.
Yeah. But what's wrong? They speak good English. Well, that's...
Yeah.
Okay, so you start excavating this hole, and eventually you get the hole wide enough that you could probably, crouch and move on through. Kuza says, "We will have guards right here, but I can afford to lose no more. Good luck. You tell dwarves we help."
That is enough.
We'll be sure to tell them of your role in their freedom.
We make deals, yes.
If they're alive.
Oh.
Hey, the other kobolds have set to work dissecting this bug as per our arrangement that they were going to chop it up and we were going to sell it and they were going to get recognition for it, right?
Yeah.
If you like. I'll tell you what they're going to do. So Zabig and Nock, they will drag the bug back to the slope, and then a whole bunch of kobolds haul it up, and then they take it away somewhere and start working on it.
Yeah, the only thing I took from it were a couple of the legs, and I sort of have those tucked, they're kind of sticking out of the pack. Just
Okay.
these two sort of, bug-like legs kind of sticking out the back of my.
They're they're kind of soft.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you hope he has to beat somebody to death with one.
Yeah, it'd be like hitting him with a wet rope.
Mm.
So you have a budgeting Cthulhu in your backpack now.
That's right.
That's cool.
So I have my bullseye lantern out, and I make sure that the light spell that's on the quartz crystal within is fresh, and I'll provide any light they might need while they're excavating this opening.
Okay, so as I said, you get the opening to a point where each of you could, crouch and make your way through.
I kind of whisper, I say, that's good enough. We don't want to open it too big in case we have to bring it down on anyone chasing us.
A couple of kobolds, bright claw kobolds, should join Kuza, and they each have spears. And he orders them in his own language to guard the entrance. So they stand there pointing their spears at the hole and trying to make looks of fierceness upon their faces.
You should not. It should be.
They're hoping to impress you with their visage, with the fierceness of their visage.
Alright. I'll move through the hole that I dig and into the corridor.
Okay.
I'll try to do it as sneakily as I can.
Okay. Yep. You can do. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'm going to put the little kind of twist the little the front of the bullseye lantern, closing the aperture and cutting out the light, and I'm going to step in behind Bill Murray.
Okay. Okay. Yes, you guys all move into the hallway. You have to go single file for about 4 feet, and then it widens to roughly 8 feet wide. I guess there's a little bit of light spilling through the hole from the kobold, and you can see that the cavern is probably natural and been slightly widened here and there with tools.
Okay.
Well, if their map was anything to go by, we should head down that way and then take a right and be wary of a hole.
Who's carrying the map right now?
No one.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
No,
a map.
Oh, that's right.
It was drawn in the
ground.
dirt.
Oh, well, although I think I was going to copy it onto parchment.
Okay.
Okay. So
I have no problem with that.
And so I kind of like take it out of my little my belt and I unroll it and kind of glance at it with some of the little bit of residual light coming in. I roll it back up, say, yeah, sounds about right. Up if we go up to the end, assuming the map is accurate. We have to be careful though. There's a take it out, take a look again. There's I think he meant a hole on the in the middle of the intersection. which we'll have to be wary of.
And you were also told that this part leads down to a lower level. You were not provided with a map for that.
Right. Well, I think we were going under the assumption that perhaps the prisoners might be in the thing marked cage, but you know, it's only a first step at this point. So, but I say yeah, up ahead. I think according to the map, it's the only way we can go. Just watch out. There is a. It does say there's a hole marked down here, which, considering how dark it is, could sneak up on you. I give Bill a pat on the shoulder.
We can only hope that the hole is actually that sized, and we can move around it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't swear to the accuracy of the map.
Well, we can make corrections and give it back to them.
Okay, assuming there's no magic candles down here to illuminate the cave.
Right. You're still by the hole, and there's a little bit of light coming from the bright clouds where the bugs were.
She'll slip out in the corridor, and she will use her left hand to kind of guide her down the corridor.
Okay, so by the time you get about halfway down the corridor, it's going to be pretty much pitch blackness. Now you can provide light if you like, but it's up to you.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is I kind of reach into a pouch that's on my side, and I take out this little disc of glass. I do it mainly by feel, and I slide it into my lantern.
Okay.
And I twist the aperture again and open it up. And rather than just this blaring like white light that was spilling out before, the light is now kind of a darkish red that kind of spills out into the corridor. And you see this sort of little stained glass lens that is that's in the opening. And
stained glass or blood?
Stained with blood.
I'm not going to say
stained with blood. There you go.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. So it provides enough light that you guys can see now. When you guys get to about the three-way there at the bottom, you can all make perception checks, please. Hearing.
Will do. Don't have any particular.
I'm not using passive here because it makes sense. You guys are particularly
11.
11. Yes. What'd you say? Toss them out.
5.
15.
5. 15. Good enough. So you can faintly hear Kobold speaking to the right. You hear nothing to the left.
Okay. That would be in the direction
to your
of the hole.
To west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I obviously make anyone who doesn't look like they're aware of the sound aware of the sound, and I kind of twist the aperture of the bullseye lantern a little bit so that the light dims a little bit more. It's enough where now that our eyes have begun to adjust to the darkness, it's still enough to see by, so we don't trip over anything. But we're not really going to see any kind of details of anything.
I when I hear the kobold speaking, I'll kind of make my hand up and put on Grimm's chest, kind of.
I look
signal
down.
that
You hear one of my eyebrows raise up.
right. Stay here. Yeah, she needs a new wizard.
It's a fetish.
I'm gonna see how many of Alex characters he can seduce.
Good answer, all of them.
Hey, Dennis, you had me at female dwarf.
Okay, Rob. She'll move gently down, or carefully down the corridor to the west. When she gets around the bend, can she see any light in the distance in the deep cave?
Yeah, you can see light coming from Oh, I can't show you. You won't see that cursor there. You can see light coming from this direction.
Oh, okay, so it looks like it's coming from the right fork of the.
You guys are here, and
Yeah.
she sees some light coming from up here.
Well, as soon as I see that light sort of illuminating the way ahead, I close off the bullseye lantern entirely.
Okay.
So as not to give us away.
Okay.
Because now we can obviously go without falling or.
Yeah,
tripping
would
over each other.
that light coming from the kobolds, presumably, would that be enough to navigate?
Yeah. I mean, it's enough to see by. I mean, if there was some fine wire across the ground, you probably wouldn't see it. But
Okay.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We can
Interesting
see.
example.
We can see enough to not walk into a wall.
yeah, absolutely, yes.
Okay. She whispers to her companions, "Do you want me to go ahead, or should we send Tolrun?"
Why would you just go ahead?
Well, I kind of whisper, which one of you is sneakier?
I think Tolrun is the sneaky one.
I glance over at Tolrun.
Well, I'm glad you put a lot of faith in my abilities. I could sneak up on them.
Well,
Well,
that might be prudent then, wouldn't it?
No, not up on them, just to know how many there are and where they are, and maybe we can go by them and bypass them entirely.
It's yes, go ahead.
Toru looks very disappointed right now.
I kind of put my arm around Telrune and kind of lead him forward, and I say, just hopefully just so he can hear me, say, if there's only one though, I might consider taking him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, a one-on-one fight would be more preferable for me. To test my abilities against this one.
But quietly.
So Grim does this, and Tolrin translates that into an honorable duel.
Yep.
Distills identities.
All right, so I'm gonna hunker down, and I'm gonna keep my I'm gonna keep holding the lantern. I'm gonna keep my hand on the aperture, so that if a fight should break out, I'm just gonna like crank it open and get as much light as possible at that point. Because at that point, well, the jig is up. So.
Okay, so who is proceeding first? Who is going up the hallway first? Is what
I believe Talrun is
Yep.
moving up to the corner to kind of peer around and see what he might see.
And the other three are remaining behind. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to be about maybe, let's say 20 feet behind. Well, I shouldn't speak for everyone. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kind of move up about 20 feet behind so that I can get up and assist if things go south rather badly.
Okay. Okay.
If
So
Grim
Tom-
goes that close, I will follow Grim. I'll pick up some rocks on the way that I kind of can use for my sling,
Sure.
if there are any.
No problem. Talrun, if you can make me a stealth check, please. The DC is 5.
Well, I got a 12.
All right. So when you get up to the corner. I lost my map. When you get up to the corner, you can see that there is. Oops, wrong map. Sorry. You can see that there is a hole in the ground about 15 feet across, and on the far side, tracks lead up to it, like some crude tracks have been put in the ground that lead right up to it.
Okay.
So, in fact, you see, and it's at the end of those tracks, stopped by 2 stoppers, there's a mine cart. Now, to the right, way up there, you can see the source of the light, which is 2 torches in the walls, and there are 2 kobolds standing here. One is kind of looking up this way, one is kind of looking up this way, and they also seem to be arguing amongst themselves. One more thing you see is that you see light coming from up this way as well.
Okay. Are you saying that those two kobolds, none of them is looking towards the hole, or neither of them?
Correct. One is looking up this way, up this tunnel toward the kobold. The other one is looking this way towards the entrance to the mine. Kuza mentioned to you that the kobolds were unaware of this entrance.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
the sharp claws were unaware.
I turn around and I've been thinking of making hand gestures when I'm being completely silent due to the weird interaction I had with Silas when we were underwater. I gesture in both directions of the light and hold two fingers up and point down to where the kobolds are and shake my head and point at my eyes, hoping that they might make out what I'm talking about.
Does anybody understand those gestures? Does anybody really?
What were the gestures again?
I point. I point in two directions, and then I point in one of those directions. Hold up the number 2, then
Okay.
point
That's
at
pretty
my
straightforward.
eyes and shake my head.
You can't see. They've blinded him. Oh my god.
Right.
It seems crystal clear. I don't see how anyone can misinterpret that.
You want to go that direction when no one's looking. Got it.
There are sorcerers who blinded our companion.
You guys just take me back to Crossmeet. You're blind. You need to see a healer.
You want to cuddle, eat popcorn, and watch reruns of Gummy Bears.
I saw a movie and I didn't like it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of move up.
Oedipus is that direction.
Yes. So I'm gonna move up to Talrun as quietly as possible.
Okay, so you can make me a stealth check as well, please.
All right.
DC is 5.
Oh yeah, no problem. I rolled a 10, so
Okay.
I will follow.
Yeah, if anybody wants to move up, they can do so by making a stealth check with a DC of 5.
Okay, I cannot fail that.
Okay.
don't say that, man. Because you roll a 1 and automatically fail. So when I get up there, I say, "What?"
Two of them are over there, and neither of them can see us.
That's fine, but you're still being great.
Look, if you're gonna use secret signals, you gotta let us know ahead of time. That's how it works.
Well, maybe later we can develop our own language.
I say, look, I kind of roll at the map and I kind of tilt it towards the direction this ambient light is coming from.
Yeah, you guys are
And,
right here, okay, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming the dwarves have. I believe dwarves have dark vision. Yeah.
Right, but in my world, dark vision is low light vision. Pitch blackness, you're blind as a bat.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You said there's light coming from.
Yeah, I'm saying, you don't. Yeah, you could see without dark vision right now. There's light.
Right.
There's torches coming out the wall here. I'm just saying, you guys are. This is where you are right now.
Yes.
This
Well,
hole's about
yeah.
15 feet across. There's the
And-
tracks.
You know, I was just,
light
I was
coming from
saying.
here.
I was just saying. I assume that Tamara can see what I'm going to show her.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I roll out my copy of the map, and I say, so we need to get to the cage and see what's there. I can do that, and we don't have to risk anyone. And I roll up the map and I put it back, and I kind of reach into my clothes and I pull out this sort of long appendage.
Uh-huh.
And
Bow, down, down.
I'll leave Balmira and Grim alone for a moment.
Yeah,
And at that point, the game went X. No,
yeah, Bamera goes, oh, that again.
these wizards. No, but what you see come out of my clothes is not actually an appendage, but rather a what looks like a weasel. But the weasel is dark. Is oh, stop.
That's almost as bad.
The weasel is dark furred, but but you see these little kind of two sort of red glowing eyes, and I just kind of go shh, and I release Lyric onto the floor, and she goes off. I kind of whisper to her, and I'm gonna send her around the hole to the south. Kind of skittering along, and then up. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see me, and then up. Basically, to the south of the hole, and then back to the north, and kind of hug the wall all the way up to where the cage is, as closely as possible, moving quietly and obviously stealthily.
Okay, so you wanted to follow the tracks halfway and then go up this way?
Yeah. I wanted to head to the cage,
Okay.
and again to kind of hug the north wall from our perspective.
Okay. She, rather, you all can see light coming from here as well, eh?
Right. Well,
Yeah, okay.
now what I'm going to do is I kind of hook her down behind Balmira, and I put my hand on my face and I close my eyes, and I begin sort of just breathing slowly, and as I do, I begin to see through Lyric's eyes as she heads off.
That's cool. When you're in that state, what do your eyes look like to everyone else?
Well, right now my eyes are closed and I have my hand over it. So,
Okay.
my at this point my most of my senses are turned off essentially where my body is. I'm seeing and smelling and hearing through this well, for mechanic purposes, is a fiendish weasel.
Okay. Excellent. So, Lyric sneaks off, expertly hugging the wall here. If you didn't know she was there, the rest of you wouldn't see her. She blends in very, very well. You come around the corner here, and she stops. She stops when she gets about here to around.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And that's the cliffhanger we'll leave you with tonight.
Damn! That is a serious
Rob's a
look.
master of suspense.
This is one of those moments when you pulled the weasel out. I should have just looked at Tolrune and been like, see, he wasn't happy to see you.
Oh, I broke
Yeah.
up.
Okay,
So
oh, you're back. Okay, that's awesome.
all right, so she got to this point.
Yep.
She saw that there was light coming from here. There's two kobolds in here. Because you can also hear, she can hear a voice calling out in common from this area, but you can't see because if you proceed anymore, there's a good chance you'll get spotted. So
Right.
she stopped kind of right at that spot. And so from that side you hear, "Let me out of here, you bastards!" And these kobolds here.
So I'm gathering that even though it was in common, it sounded like a dwarven accent.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or a
And,
Scotsman.
Yes.
I don't think there are Scotsmen in this world. So, as she sort of moves up a little bit, can she kind of peer into that little alcove on the left and see what's in there? I kind of whisper for her to do so if she can.
Right there.
Well, no, in the in the alcove directly across from the cage, there's that big sort of.
She can see a kobold right there. She can
Okay.
see it.
But
If you go any further, there's a good chance, or there's a chance you'll get spotted.
Right, but I guess my question was, she only sees one, or I only see one since I'm her.
Right, but you can hear two. You can hear, and this one's talking to this one.
Okay, so we're here to see one. Okay,
right.
Very cool.
Here in this little alcove, there are a few bits of mining gear. Like there's a couple of wheels for carts, and there's a few pick handles, things like that.
Okay, good to know as well. Okay. So at that point, I will I'll bring her back to the point where she gets across this little the hallway beneath the hole, and just as she approaches, I'll open my eyes and
Grim.
And I'll
Okay.
I'll turn to the other and say
yeah, she makes it back. No stealth check. She's slick.
I say there's at least one of the dwarves in the cage. There's two of these nasty little kobolds. Though, and I kind of point off to the right. I suspect if we make any ruckus, those two will definitely hear. I can't tell if both of them are in there though. But if we can get one, maybe we can find the other.
I would probably need to take both the kobolds up to the north and those in the cage as well.
What if we hit them at the same time?
That's what I'm thinking. So
Surprisingly, I was also thinking that.
So if Torun will take the ones to the north.
Yeah, I like that.
Or rather, I and Torun will take the ones to the north, and you guys will go into the cage area and take out those guys.
What do you say, Jordan? You up for a ruckus?
Is something we have to do, yes?
Well, if we want to get paid, we do, yeah.
Well, we can go home. I mean, don't have to do it.
Well, it is your people in cage, not mine.
I don't know these people. What are you talking about?
Look, it's a job. We do it. Get it done.
Okay, so
We're building a reputation here.
You guys probably needs a little more time to get into position.
Sure.
Than Torun and I. So if Torun and I can get really close to the ones to the north, when you guys hit the ones in the cage, they should turn to that, and we can strike them down. Hopefully.
One bit of information. When your familiar went up here, she would have also seen light coming from here.
Yeah, we already kind of knew that from the crude map they gave us. So.
Crude? What do you mean crude?
Comparatively speaking.
It was drawn in sand.
That's the definition of crude.
Yeah, I think that is the definition of crude.
Although, yeah, I do roll up the map and I point to that and I mention, my little darling saw some light over here, and according to the map, that checks out. So once we take out these fellas, we can expect some trouble from that side. So we should prepare for that.
Yeah. If they come. And they go the northern road, we can try to intercept them.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If they go the northern way, which is more likely because that's where the sound's going to carry most, they'll see you, Belmira, and Talrun first. You lure him over, and Jordan and I'll hit him from the side.
Good idea. We will do that. You'll stand at the cross section and wait for them, and then you will hit them from the flank.
Yeah, if you can, look surprised and hurt, because these little buggers seem like they're kind of skittish, and if they think they have the advantage, I think they'll get clumsy.
Good idea. I like this plan.
All right, Jodette, you ready?
I reach behind me and loosen from a strap that table leg, just sort of. He's okay.
I reach into a little pouch on my side and I take out a. It looks like a little curved piece of wood, and as I take it out, I give it a little flick, and you see this long flat blade come out from it. It's a straight razor normally used for shaving. This one's fairly large, and it has a long a nice sort of concave shape to it. And I say, all right, let's go.
So who's hitting where?
Well, basically, Jawdat and I are going to kind of go off to the south of the hole. If we have to kind of kind of sneak across, and then we're going to take the route that my familiar took. So and as soon as we can, and then we'll cross to the opposite wall once we're on in that north passage.
Right.
And then we'll kind of sneak up to the edge and then ambush those two kobolds that are in there.
Okay, and so Balmera and Talrun are going to go up here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, as soon as they hear the ambush, their supposition, which is reasonable, is that the ones at the intersection will hear the noise, be distracted, and then they can come in from behind them.
Okay, excellent. All right, so Grim and Jawdat, you guys can make me stealth checks to reach this point.
All right.
You're going to have advantage on this because the kobolds are yakking.
Oh, nice. Well, I don't need the advantage necessarily because I rolled a natural 20 on that one, but 20 and 13, so I'll take the 20.
Okay.
I'll also take his 20.
So 24 for me.
19 is my highest.
Excellent.
Not bad.
So you guys reach there very, very quietly. You can see one of the kobolds just barely, like he's just around the wall from you. I'm going to stop the map for a second.
Sure.
He's just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're leaning out, you can kind of see him.
Yep.
And you can hear the other one. You can also hear a dwarf, but the curve of the wall is such that you can't see anything but just the very extreme part of the cage.
As soon as they disappear from sight, I'll start to move up, also stealthily.
Okay.
And, hopefully it's
So
all
do I.
follow.
I would like Balmer and Talrun to make me stealth checks with advantage this time. And you can see that the two kobolds you're looking at are not only not very attentive, they seem to be actively arguing with each other.
Okay, I got a 23.
Sort of pushing each other and shoving each other a little bit.
I have a 22.
Excellent. So you guys all get in position, and there's no signs that anyone is aware of you.
All right. Well, we're first up as per the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm assuming that I can see the one, but not the other. In other words,
all you got to do is lean out and you can see them. Yep.
Right, but what I'm saying because of the shape of the cavern and the fact that one's on one side, one's on the other, I'm assuming I can't see both.
Correct.
Okay. Well, the one I can see, I kind of hunker down and I kind of put my hand up to Jawdat to hold on a sec, and I whisper through my hand, and I blow it towards him, and we'll see if he goes to sleep.
It's a sleep spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me double check what I got to roll for that. I haven't done this one yet. So 5d8. Wow. Okay.
So yes.
36.
Let's just say yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So.
So what you see is your spell goes off, and then a second or two goes by. He's still talking to the other one, and then he puts his back against the wall, and he just kind of slides down, and his head falls to his knees. And you see the other kobold come forward and looking at him, yelling at him. Hey, baby, yeah, make her go by.
I kind of glance over at Jodette and I go, your turn.
I look at him. Yeah, I just run in there and hit it with a stick.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least he's distracted. So
Go ahead.
Something for that.
Yay! I miss him a lot.
You get advantage on the attack. He's unaware of you.
Oh well.
Sweet.
In that case, I don't miss him.
Okay, smacked. You're smacking him with like a chair leg or table
Yeah,
leg or
table
something?
leg,
Yeah. Table
Excellent. Okay.
which is what, like a D6 club probably.
Yeah, D6 club. That sounds right. Sure.
So that's gonna be 8 points of damage.
Okay. you take him out. Go ahead and describe that. He falls on his friend, waking his friend up. But the guy only wakes up just as Grim gets to him.
Right. So I go charging in there, sort of padding across it as I have soft-soled boots. So I don't make quite as much noise as you might think from this. And wielding it in one hand, I sort of almost like tennis swing at it. The clubs aren't necessarily my best thing. And
You are a big guy.
I am. And it connects at my waist level, which is about his head level. And so there's this like sickening like wood on stone thud. And it's one of those ones that you know if these things weren't like tough, scaly skin, that it would have taken his head like clean off. So you hear like as it just severs the spine, like boonk.
Yeah. He gets out of shirt and then dies on his friend, who wakes up and screams and sees Grim doing what?
Grim is going to be taking his straight razor across his throat.
Roll the hit. Advantage on the attack.
All right.
You hear. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Do this first.
7 and 18. So I'm assuming the 18 hit without any other bonuses. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They have AC 12.
Yeah, kobolds are not known for their. Okay. So 3. It takes 5.
So he dies as well.
Okay.
So
as I come up, yeah, I just he looks up at me and he goes, ah! And there's this little splash of blood on the stone wall next to him.
Okay, so Balmera and Talrun, here's what happens. You hear, ah! Ah! And then you see the two kobolds in front of you turn and take off to the left.
Okay, I have to chase after them, and with a speed of 40, I'm assuming I can catch up to the one behind him.
Nice.
Sure.
Nope.
And I'm going to try hit him in the back of the head by slamming the blunt ends of my punching daggers.
You're gonna brass knuckle him in the skull.
Nice.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Wham!
He's unaware of you, so you get advantage in the attack.
Alright, if you insist. Oh, I needed it. It's a 17 on the die.
17 is good.
Mm-hmm. And is that... Yeah, ignore those d20s.
Ignore those.
And yeah, and that is 6 points of damage.
He dies.
Alright, and if I can get up to the other one.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna be
No.
after the other one. I don't think I would be able.
Let's give Balmera a turn.
Yeah.
As soon as they take off, She will attempt to stab him with her rapier.
Okay. So you have to use your full movement to get to them, but you can do so.
No, I was kind of planning to sneak up to them and wait, and then be ready to stab. I thought.
Yeah, you can still get your sneak attack, but
Yeah, you'll get a sneak attack.
They heard the sound, and then everybody kind of reacted.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You still get your sneak attack. Go for it.
I rolled a natural 20, so.
I'm thinking it's dead.
Describe his execution.
Okay, so as he starts to run, she will follow in a lunge, and she will stab low, up between his in between his ribs, and up to his throat, and into his the base of his skull, killing him.
Oh my God. Okay, so Jawdat and Grim, you see right after you kill your guys, you see two kobolds appear here, only to see your other two companions come up behind them and slaughter them. Now, you two don't see it, but Balmera and Talrun would see two kobolds appear here, both of which who draw slings and let fly with slings at each of you. So I'm going to make one attack at you. I guess I got to stop that to see the dice, do I? So, yeah, I think that's a hit on you, Balmera, and one against plus 14, 14, 16, 16, sorry, it's plus 4. So, you're going to take, Balmera is going to take 3 points of damage, and Torun's going to take 2 points of damage. And it is Jawdat's turn.
Okay,
so you guys...
Can I make a reaction on that?
If you have a reaction ability, yeah.
Do you need a reaction ability? I'll just fall down and pretend that I got hit really bad.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's a free action. You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
So it is your turn. Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Go ahead.
She'll pretend that the stone hits her much harder than it really did, and kind of screaming, or not screaming, or squirming on the floor.
Make me a performance check.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
You beat Talrun.
Okay,
well, your falling was very good. Your squirming looks like a fish out of water.
Yeah, it was
flopping.
I didn't find it very believable. Motivation. It is your turn, Jawdat. So you can't see these two other kobolds at the moment from where you're standing.
Right, but I can see a sling rock.
Right. Absolutely.
Hit Balmera, and then she falls to the ground.
Well, technically, you have to make an insight check to know if it's a cheat or not.
To know if it's cheating or not?
Well, to know if he was really hurt.
Fall.
Right.
Yeah.
He definitely sees her fall.
Right. And the last time this happened, we lost a wizard. So, I guess I better go run and first aid Balmera.
And protect Grim.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see the movie? Did you guys ever see the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what's his name? The guy who plays Pee Wee Herman. When he gets staked, he's like, and he's a long death scene. I just imagine
Balmera's like that.
It's Balmera,
Yeah. She's walking down the hallway and leaning towards the cave.
Hand in the wall. Very over dramatic.
So I go running to Balmera, and right before I get to her, I sort of slide on my knees so I come up right next to her, and my hands faintly glow sort of the gold hue of money for a moment, and there's this slight tinkle of coins or the jingle of coins in a pouch as I lay my hands on her. I cast Spare the Dying, which won't do jack, we all know, but
Okay.
so it's like
excellent.
It's a panic.
Grim. That was really good.
All right. So, knowing the layout as I do, I'm going to move up to the edge, to the corner there, and I'm going to use the sort of wall as cover, And I'm gonna lean around with I'm gonna pull up my iron wand and lean around and whip it around the corner like a flick and send this bolt of fire down at this at one of
Sure.
these kobolds here.
Go ahead. AC is 12.
10. Yeah, definitely hit. Okay.
Okay.
So
Bolt fire streaks and hits at 4.
that's D10. 6.
And that's enough to kill it.
Okay, so whack. And
So its
It goes-
friend, its
yeah.
companion screams. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
that's right. Yeah, it just goes
And-
flying back against the wall, and I'll keep moving up, sort of as this thing is there. I'm sort of hugging the wall and moving up with my wand out, pointing towards it.
Okay, so Talrun, it's your turn. It seems to be starting to back away.
Okay.
It's nowhere
I
near
can't
as
believe
fast as you.
Yeah, I can't believe that they killed Bomera. Sure, she may have not been sane, but she didn't deserve to die at your hands. And I charge at it.
All right.
As I'll not take into account that Grim and Barbaro kind of made that plan, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you easily reach the kobold before it can get away.
Alright, and my main attack, I miss. And then with the then I with my bonus action, I strike again.
Okay.
That's much better.
Hopefully,
Big money.
yeah, and that's 6 points of damage.
Oh yeah.
That's enough to finish it off.
So I miss with like one with my right hand because it's small and tiny. And like uppercut it with the other hand, slicing it across the face.
Okay, excellent. So there
I
is
can't
no more immediate
believe-
threat.
I can't believe I lost 2 companions in 2 adventures. There
In,
must have
half
been
a
something more I could have done. If only I was stronger.
He's okay, friend, pugilist. I think a dwarf lady will make it.
Really? This
Yes.
must be a miracle.
Appears not only is she bad drinker, she is also bad actress. She's fine.
I'm gonna head over to the cage immediately as soon as I see that other kobold fall.
Okay. So you see a dwarf in there who's looking certainly dirty and disheveled. He seems kind of young for a dwarf, like maybe 18.
I was gonna say
19.
80. I was gonna say 80, but
He's got brown hair and a modest brown beard, which is also very disheveled.
Yeah.
He's looking at you quizzically, trying to determine your motivations.
I say, you there? Is it your mine?
It belongs to my family. The name's Thorvald. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Grim. We're here to get you out.
Grand. The rest of my family's downstairs. We've got to get them too.
I'll get up and kind of look at Jordath. And I'll go in to the cage cave. Is this like an iron cage with a padlock or just?
Yeah, it's bars that go across. Like the 3 walls are natural rock, and it's just one set of bars with a door built into it.
Okay. I'll look at the kobold with the caved-in skull. Can just give him a quick once-over to see if he has any keys on him.
None of these kobolds have any keys on them, but you do find a handful of commons, maybe a dozen or so commons in total,
Sweet.
amongst all the kobolds.
Don't mind me. I will take those.
However, the lock is a crude lock.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've already sort of like I reach into my pouch and I take out this little roll of cloth and I sort of unroll it to reveal all these little tools of varying lengths and shapes and so forth, and I begin sort of looking at the
Mara has a
lock.
pack like that.
I'm sure she does. So I'm taking them out, kind of rolling them around, looking, and I'm going to begin sort of trying to work on the lock.
Okay, yeah, I'm assuming you're trained in sleight of hand.
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Then you can try to pick this lock.
It's not sleight of hand. It's
Right. Proficiency
yeah.
in thieves' tools.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
So
The DC is 8. Yeah, it's an easy lock. Click.
Okay, 12. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I go in and pop, and I put I try to like put the tools away, not in a guilty way, but I'm putting them away, swiftly enough and rolling it up, and making it not a big deal so that maybe my companions won't necessarily notice that I did that. And I sort of roll them up and just tuck them into my pocket.
So Thorvald Ambolt comes out and he says, "All of you for a year, my rescuers, I have ye to thank."
Well, you can take us. You can take us when we're out.
When we're out and we've saved the rest of your family. If Evan was right, I believe there are 4 more left. 4 more of them deeper into this cave complex.
I hope so. So he pats each of you on the arm, kind of like on the bicep, but when he gets to Belmera, he instead sort of gives her a greeting where they kind of meet forearms, and like he grabs her by the elbow, which is sort of a dwarven type of handshake.
She kind of looks a little uneasy, but accepts that gesture.
It's an informal it's the informal version. You would know that.
I know.
Okay.
I say to him, I say, look, you should get out of here. If you
No.
How the,
I'll not leave. He goes over to the little alcove and he grabs one of the axe handles.
what shape does he look to be? Does he appear to be in, Rob?
He's definitely like probably dehydrated, dirty, malnourished, possibly, but he's also young and in good shape.
yeah. I say,
I don't think it's a good idea for you to follow us.
Yeah, look, if you get injured or or killed, it's gonna devastate your family. I think you need to get outside. There's some kobolds on the outside that we're
Yes.
friendly with. You know them, I believe. And,
Yes, they're nice kibbids. You can go.
They'll look after you. You leave this to us. We're professionals. We know what we're doing. And I kind of glance around at the others.
How about I protect the exit for you then?
I would appreciate that, certainly.
But just so you know, we came in through the bug room. We didn't.
Yeah, we found a secret exit.
Yeah.
Secret exit?
I take out the map and I roll it out and I do a quick. There's a secret way in here. It's small, cunning. Even the kobolds don't know it.
Where did you get this map?
The kibbids gave it to us.
Yeah, the kibitz drew it for us in the dirt, and I copied it. Look,
It's just to warn you, if you go up here to the actual entrance, you might encounter more kobolds because we haven't been there. So it might be better if you go through the secret entrance.
That's where we're going to go.
We can escort you back there if you wish.
So, Thorvald instead suggests that he takes you just as far as here, which starts to slope down to the next level, and he's going to remain here and guard this spot for you.
Okay.
That's what he wants to do. You can try and convince him otherwise if you like.
Yeah.
No, that's fine with me.
I kind of look at him. How high is the ceiling here?
It's not terribly high, maybe like 7 feet, 8 feet in spots. It's been widened where necessary.
Well, I guess my my thought is if someone were on the ceiling, would they be out of the reach of the kobolds?
Not their slings, certainly.
Well, not the slings, yeah, but if just there.
And they mostly have daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, most of the spot, I suppose, if you had your back flat on the ceiling, you'd be out of reach of their melee weapons.
Yeah, but they do have the slings. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I say, all right, look, just stay in the shadows, and don't fight anyone unless you have to, because
I still don't think it's a good idea for you to just wait here.
look, he's making his own decision. But just think, how would your family feel if we brought them up here to find you dead?
Make me a persuasion check.
I will.
While they're doing that, Rob, I will take the crabby padlock and put it in my backpack.
Good idea. Nice one.
Weighs probably a pound.
Persuasion of 12.
All right, so I got a 9. So he says, all right, I'll wait out by the exit then.
All right. You talk to your friends out there. They'll back you up. They've got your back. They talk to us. They're the reason that we're here. So you look after.
I'll go see the scoot.
All right. So I double check my gear and say, well, the rest of you ready? We're going down into the darkness. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
If you put it like that, no.
Look, there's probably not any of the bugs like that one that we saw in the beginning, right?
No, all the stories I heard, the first level of a dungeon are always the worst one. So.
Good. That's what I thought. Let's go. So we'll scoot down, cross over the tracks, and again, we're generally speaking, unless we say otherwise. Of course, if anyone disagrees, let me know. I suggest kind of hugging the convex wall.
Well, hang on.
Of the passage.
I want to check out the hole. Maybe that would be a better way to get down there.
All right. So then, what I suggest is the rest of us sort of wait at the entrance to that sort of downward ramp, and you go check the hole.
Okay. I'll grab one of the torches. No, I'll grab both torches in the room, and I'll go down to the. I'll follow the tracks down to the hole. Are they just dirt tracks or like railroad tracks?
They're like crude iron tracks, and there's a cart. Remember, there's a cart stopped there, an empty cart. And when you look down to the hole, you get a little bit of light coming out of the hole, faint light. There's none directly below the hole, and you can see down below a little bit of pile of small rock debris below the hole, and it's about 15 or 20 feet down.
Can I hear anything coming, like kobolds bickering or something like that?
I'll let you make me a perception check. You don't hear anything obvious?
I rolled a 19. I hear everything.
Yeah. So you would hear you would hear some like maybe faint talking, and all the faint sounds of mining.
Okay, I'll go back to the rest of them at the slope.
Okay.
What did you say?
Oh, there's light down there, and there's sound of mining down there, so the kobolds are, I assume, keeping the ambles busy with mining. We could go down the hole. It's only 15 to 20 feet.
How steep is it?
Well, it's a hole, so pretty steep. I assume, Rob.
Yeah, it's a straight drop.
Yeah.
Straight drop.
Yeah, it's like a hole in the floor, literally.
I think that's for. I think that's
Not a tunnel.
just for dumping things in.
Yeah, they probably use it when they dig out the tunnels to dump out the exec rock. I was
Well, I agree they wouldn't be expecting us coming from that way, but it's could be a little risky. I think it's safe. You're the rock digger, so what do you think?
I look at him. So in this environment, no, I don't think it would be safe. But I think it would be safe to extend the hold if we. I mean, I have a rope that our former wizard had, so we can use that.
Hey, too soon, man. Yeah, well, I suppose if we can secure it and come down that way, it would make sense.
But there's a cart, so we can easily tie it up to that, and it's.
Sure.
But I mean, if you wanna go down.
Well, I assume the because there's a straight drop there. I assume there's some sort of stop for the cart, like a little block, something like that. Yeah.
The trap is you could like literally like tilt the cart up. And
Okay.
dump its contents in.
All right, but we could tie a rope to that too and use it as a solid anchor point for a rope end.
I mean,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But I mean,
if you think it's safe, Jenna, I'll Elmer rather.
well,
Well,
I mean, Tolron could climb down and check it out, and
yeah, he could, couldn't he? And I look over at Talron.
I'm physically capable of doing so.
That sounds like a plan.
it is another way to the same area. Yeah, absolutely.
okay. So I'll go up, and I cut the
You
rope.
guys backtrack to where the cart is, all of
Yes.
it. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll all go over to the edge of the hole where the cart is.
Sure. And as I said, you can see some light coming from below, but not directly below.
Okay. I'll tie the rope to the barrier holding the cart. Kind of pull it, make sure that it.
Seems to be pretty solid.
I'll look Tolron up and down, and I'll kind of make an extra knob on the rope just to be safe.
Sure.
And I'll slide the rope down like a little at a time, so it won't just go boom and possible alert anyone downstairs.
Okay, so is your plan to lower like the rope all the way down to the floor and then climb down it, or do you want to kind of unspool it as you go?
I could probably unspool that.
How heavy does Tolron look?
I don't know. Tell us.
Is he like a thin wisp of a man, or kind of like a bulgy Schwarzenegger type?
He's on the more thin side.
Okay, I can lower you down, no problem. I'll kind of like.
Go ahead.
I'll make like what's the word? A noose
Loop.
around his.
Yeah,
His arm?
not a noose. That's a different thing.
A noose? Just put it around your neck.
A
so
loop.
if you fall, it'll catch.
Here you go. Yes, it's meant to go here, and I'll put it.
No.
Right. Just remember, no noose is good news.
Ah,
Oh.
but
But
Oh man, you would take some random
and
adventure.
I'll secure it around under his arms and let the rope go up here in front of his face, and I'll kind of make it so that he can pull. Yeah, he can yank the last piece of rope, and he can release it if he needs to.
Yeah, that's fine. It's only, as I said, it's only about 15 feet down.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we are making sure.
I mean, you go down there. Okay. You can go down there Spider-Man style if you want, head first. I
And
mean,
we
it's up
live
to you.
in
At 15 feet, I mean, couldn't most of us just hang over the edge and drop the remaining, like, 3.5 feet to the ground?
If that's what you want to do. And,
we could.
but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you can insert that.
On the flip side, though, we do definitely want a way up left for us. So
Just, I mean, is just thinking, but probably not only method of up-down is whole.
well, no, we already know that we can go up that ramp over there. But
Yes.
the point is that we may get surprise on them if they're not expecting people to drop down. Yeah.
But Mara is looking very, very disappointed as she has already tied the knot.
No, is fine not. It's fine not. We will use rope. Is like girly way of doing. Yes.
Okay, just to make sure, 15 feet is what in meters?
5-ish?
About 5 meters.
Okay,
Between 3 and 5?
Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, was it 3?
3.
Yeah.
5.
About 5.
Yeah.
Well,
4.572.
okay.
Two people.
The Adventures Union demand that we have work safety, so he'll get a half head on, and I'll lower him down carefully.
Okay, I'm assuming you fastened the rope.
Yes.
Odin has taken the rope. And you'll rappel down slowly.
The rope snaps, you fall, break your neck.
Damn it.
Okay.
You,
New character, I guess.
do you want to go head? I just want to ask. Do you want to go head first or feet first?
I guess feet first.
Either way is viable, but you can't see as well out of your feet. So.
Okay. Oh, what the hell? I'll go Spider-Man style.
No, he wanna
No,
go.
he's deceiving you. He's the GM. He's trying to kill you. Don't do it.
He wanna go Mission Impossible style. Float down.
It's whatever you want. Just let me know.
Okay. Who cares? I'm climbing down. Too much time
so
has
when
been
you-
devoted to this.
Right. So you lower yourself down there enough that you can see down there. Okay. So you can see Well, I say corridors. They're actually crude passageways running off in 4 different directions. I'll show you
Cross
a
section.
zoomed up view. Right. So there is light coming from this north part here, and you can, looking back this way, you can see the ramp leading up.
Okay.
Nice.
And I don't see anyone there.
No, you don't see anyone. Here's where the sounds are coming from. You hear
Mm-hmm.
sounds coming, all light and sounds coming from this direction. From this direction, you hear voices and the sound. From this direction, you just hear the kobold voices.
Which way was the ramp again? I didn't see that part.
So, say again. What's the question?
Which way was the ramp?
Up towards 11.
Okay.
Here.
Gotcha. Yeah, it makes
All right.
sense.
So-
And we're at the X. Okay, perfect.
So I'm just gonna climb back up, inform them what I saw,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then say, yes. So there was really no reason to do that.
That's what I said. No one listens to me.
Is whole not go other place?
It does, but there was no what do you call it? Strategic advantage to doing that.
So you climb down rope to look, and then climb up rope to say climbing down rope was a waste of time. So,
Yes.
Okay, I'll untie the rope, and I'll do it.
but
In a not so
hole
gentle
is
manner?
faster than ramp, right? Because ramp ramp goes long way? Or
No.
is...
No, you know what? The hole is slower than the ramp because we're arguing about the freaking hole.
It's 2
Just
hours
say
later.
sorry. It must have been faster to just drop Weasel through hole.
You know what? It might have been.
Ugh.
Look, let's just go down the freaking ramp.
But we take time to look at holes. Ugh. No, I'm using hole. Rob, I'm just gonna lower myself down. I mean, I'm 6'9" so by the time I extend my arms, I imagine I'm only dropping like 5 feet.
No problem. Yeah, you don't have to make a roll for that. I do want you to just be a stealth roll to see how quietly you land, though.
All right.
Thump.
See, it's no problem.
Breaks his ankle.
17.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. If anything hurt you, there's no evidence of it. So again, there's 4 passageways. There's one to the south. There's one to the west, which leads back to the ramp. There's one to the north where you can hear kobold voices and sounds of mining, and there's one to the east where you hear the sounds of kobold voices.
All right.
And the 3 of you went back the other way.
Hmm?
No, I'll drop in after him. I don't want to leave him.
Okay, we all just drop in after him. We're all down there.
Except for Belmera, who takes the ramp.
I got a 15 for stealth.
Is
Well,
is anyone taking the ramp?
no.
No, I'll jump down too.
Okay, that's the consensus.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Basically,
Fair
what we're
enough.
saying is screw your ramp.
I like to provide options. So there's where you are. You guys are where this
All right.
X is. I said voices and the sounds of mining are coming here. You hear voices coming from here. Now you can all make me a perception check at this point as well.
I would love to do that. Not great.
19?
11.
11. Yep. And somebody say 19.
Yep.
Yep. What else?
5.
That's
Bemera's way too pissed that they didn't use it.
Okay.
12, 14, 16.
Okay, so Jawdat and Talrun, you guys hear, how can I describe it? It sounds like the breathing of someone who's kind of out of breath, but it's faint, and that's coming from over here.
Oh, God, I didn't see where you said over here. I'm sorry.
And no problem.
11, 12, upper right.
Coming from from 12.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, not one of the areas we've heard anything from.
So
Correct.
heavy breathing from 12. And where did the digging sound come from?
11.
Digging
north.
voices from up here
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and voices from over here.
Yeah. East voices, north.
Digging.
Digging.
Right.
12 breathing.
And there's only light where the
11.
voices are. There isn't light coming from these other areas.
11 is the forbidden ramp.
The ramp for Lone Hope.
The ramp of low
When we
self-esteem.
leave, we'll find out that it had other treasure.
No one ever chooses me.
Yeah, up at the corner where the ramp took a little bend, there was a big
And-
pile of treasure that we could have like.
What are the sources of light down here currently?
You can see it seems like torchlight from the north and to the east, and that's about it.
Okay, so
I mean, I
11,
suppose there's a
12, and
tiny
above.
bit of light spilling from the hole above you.
Right.
There's
I-
also no rope now because you guys all dropped down. So
Now
you
we
got no
have
way
a pretty
to climb it
straight
back out.
view. We have a pretty straight view of the south passage. There is there any indication of what's down there at all?
Oh,
or-
maybe, probably. I suppose you want me to tell you.
Fire swamp with
Maybe.
unusual size.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, right. ROUSs. Yeah.
Yes, there is. Let me just see. It's dark when you go down. You're going to need to either provide light or travel down there to see?
All right. Well, in that case, I'll sort of like turn my bullseye lantern in that direction, and with the red filter still in, I'll sort of slowly open the aperture, and spill light in there to see if until I either see nothing or illuminate something.
Okay, so keep in mind that your light is kind of sweeping across an otherwise dark hallway,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's a dead end.
Okay. So based on what I see, it's dead end. Okay. Well, then I'll
Maybe
close
some recent excavations went on there.
Yeah. All right. I'll close off the aperture then, and just hang the lantern back on my pack and look back at my companions. So what's it to be? Heavy breathing, mining, or voices?
Heavy breathing.
Then the mining. Then the voices.
Yep.
That is our strict order.
That sounds vaguely like a plan.
Is this going to be one of those plans we follow, or one of the plans we don't follow?
Well, Tolrun, you've shown yourself to be rather stealthy when you need to be. So, what do you think? Take a look.
I suppose I can.
Good luck.
Okay. So I'm going to stealthily approach down towards the heavy breathing.
Okay. Yeah, you can make me a stealth check.
16.
All right. So you get to the bend there, and you move around the bend, and you see a dwarf, shirtless and bloody. He's holding a pick, and he's holding the pick high like he's waiting for something or someone to come by that he can smack it with. He definitely looks injured.
Like he was just in a fight.
Well, I'm not saying how recently.
Are you one of the ambolts?
He doesn't see you. So when this voice calls out of the darkness, he turns around and he rushes at you about half the distance between you, holding the pick high, and then he stops and looks at you. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Town guard of Crossmeet said that there was sent us when there was when word wasn't heard from this place in a few weeks.
Good old Ivan.
Damn
My
it.
name is Arville. So Arville appears to be. He also has brown hair, a much fuller brown beard, which is bloody. It's got some blood in it, and he's 100 and change, 120, something like that.
So,
Did you come here by yourself? How did you get past the kobolds?
I have 3 other companions that all assisted in dispatching the kobolds on the first level of this mine.
What of Thorvald?
We saved one of your family up there. We sent him to safety and would like to take you there now.
I've got to help. I've got to help my father and the others.
You can trust us to do that. But right now you seem too injured to be of use.
Okay. So he's standing there going, I'd like to meet these companions of yours.
Right this way. I step back and lead him to the other 3.
Okay, so again, he's shirtless. He's wearing pants and no shoes. He's got a pick and he's got blood on his chest and on his beard. And he sees the rest of you. You're with him. You freed Thorvald?
Yeah, pretty much. You should get yourself out of here.
Oh, but first, Jodat, is there anything you can do for this man? He looks.
He gives Jodad a stare like, You help free my son?
Me? Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
he
some.
did.
Yes. I was part of it, yes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
And you make sure you tell your relations about that. And I look at him and I lock eyes with Jodat for a moment and I say, this is a good man. And I look back. You remember that.
Balmera, they might not be able to spot it, but you can spot that there's a definite resemblance between Arval and Thorvald.
Right, they're both
Yeah.
short, they both have beards. We got it.
Yeah, all the world's
Well,
the
we
same to
already
us.
think that they look exactly the same.
I actually thought it was the same dwarf twice.
The races and your stereotype.
But it's clear that they both have the curl in the hair and they both have a dimple.
Yeah,
on the left cheek.
racist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll wait for you by the exit. I'll find Thorvald. Good luck.
I quickly kind of roll out the map, and I show it to him. I say, we sent Thorvald to over here. You follow that, you'll find him. Don't go anywhere else. We've
There,
we'll
there
clear
are. You should tell them about the other tribe, right?
well, they already know him. I'm assuming that because correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but that other Cobalt family was pretty much friends with this group of
I thought
dwarves.
that they
They
wanted
had-
to be
They had
friends, but
planned to befriend them, and the Sharpfangs fought them on it, literally.
Oh, okay.
Fuck
So,
off.
sorry, I was under the impression they were already sort of allied
No
with
problem.
them, and
Yes,
then
no.
the Sharpfangs showed up and messed things up.
And then ambushed the
Okay.
dwarves.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I say, these there were these other green fellas up there. They'll don't be alarmed. They're on our side. Once you get
they're
past
not with
here,
this lot.
once you get past here, and I point on the map, I say, you should be safe. You'll find your kin, and just stay there, and we'll get the rest of them.
And if you want, you can talk to Kuza, the leader of the Nice Kibbits, Kobolds.
He gives you a puzzled look about the kobolds, but he takes your word for it. He thanks you. He gives Balmera the dwarven handshake, and then he moves off up the ramp. By the way, hello? Did I freeze?
Yep, we're here.
Oh, I'm still here. Okay, good. Talrun, you would have seen up here a bunch of in there are a bunch of empty sacks and unused torches.
Is that in 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll take the sacks just 'cause, but I'll show the torches to the rest of the group.
I kind of shake my head in the negative. I hold up my lantern.
All right. Now, as long as you're sure that we won't need them, I won't bother to carry them around unless they slow me down. They probably wouldn't.
You can always grab one. You never know. Could we take like 10 minutes right now?
Yeah.
I want to take a little break. And,
Okay.
Sorry. And we'll be
No
right back.
problem. Sure. You can.
Excellent.
Remember, pigs or it didn't happen.
We can have like the intermission. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves some snacks.
Is that something that's in theaters where you are? Because I've only seen that parody. Like, is it still a thing?
Not that exact song, but yeah. You see, like, I don't. They haven't done it in theaters for years, but I'm old enough to remember. What was it? Was a cartoon, and it was a box of popcorn that was kind of
Hmm.
like it had a face. It was like a little bit anthropomorphized.
Yeah,
Had an arm and legs and a face,
and they
and
were.
then a cold drink with a straw coming out of it, and
Hmm.
and the box of popcorn was white with red stripes, like the classic box of popcorn. And they would come out and they would dance and they would say, "Visit our refreshment stand for cold
Yeah,
beverages." And
the
in
first
fact, I
time
can
I
even
was.
remember when they would show like little tiny commercials that were non-brand specific. Like they would just show someone getting a cold drink of pop with ice and drinking it.
Oh yeah, the first time I saw like that heard that song, it was in the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie where they're all doing that, and they keep doing that. Let's all go to the lobby, and they keep being interrupted by this like the static from this like heavy metal band, and they're like the junk food and stuff, and then they
Mhm.
walk up to them, punch them in the face, and they just start playing this metal song, which is just like a kind of like a public service announcement to like leave, don't bring your baby here, don't kick the seat in front of you. If you need to explain the plot, you should already understand. And it's just like really.
Um, Often when you go to some high-end, I don't even know if it's true anymore because I haven't gone in decades. But when you used to go to like high-end shows, there would be literally an intermission where people would go outside and have a cigar or a glass of wine or whatever. When you could actually smoke out in that room and stuff like that. You didn't even have to go outside. So,
Like a
um,
theater or like a.
yeah, like not a movie theater, but like a play or yeah, sometimes even a large concert or
The
if it was
last
two comedians, like an opening comedian and a headliner, stuff like that.
the last show play that I went to was the Rocky Horror Picture Show one, and they had an intermission.
Yep. Yeah, and I also remember movie theaters. Sometimes it would even show on the screen like this. Would show a picture of curtains and it would just say intermission. That was also true in British shows too. Some British shows.
I think the only one I remember was Schindler's List that had an intermission because the movie was so long.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I don't really mean actual like in the middle of the movie. That would be a rare one. But when you used to go to drive-in theaters, they would show one movie and then it'd be like 15 minutes or 20 minutes where they'd show the other movie where supposedly they put the film on the reel, but they would advertise a snack bar.
Hmm.
There's a great bit off a Cheech and Chong album where they go to a drive-in movie and you used to hang those speakers there and you'd listen to the movie in the speakers and so the movie's going, this man can have only one killer and the name of that killer is the snack bar will be closing in 10 minutes.
Okay. I like that.
That used to really happen there in the movies. Like you'd hear that cutting on the speaker. They would let you know. Last chance for popcorn.
It was kind of funny because you kind of had like a thing just before where you cut out, and it was like almost suspenseful because it
Oh,
would cut out for the cliffhanger.
perfect. We had a friend who worked at the drive-in years ago, and after the snack bar closed, he would come and join us in the car, and he would bring a garbage bag of popcorn with him, literally,
Mm.
because they have to throw it out. So here's what's popcorn. We would take booze, and he would give us all the mix we needed.
Yeah.
Don't see drive-ins anymore. Do they even have them? Do they have them where you are?
We don't have drive-in theatres. I don't think we ever have. Maybe, I don't know. Ask an old New Zealander. But we have outdoor movie kind of events, but that's more like everyone's just sitting in a field, like an open park space, and some people have set up like a projector and a speaker system, and
Right.
Yeah, you have those too. We also have those. The outdoors, like just on
Yeah, well, I invented them.
So there's
Don't
a
just
drive-in
copy
movie
me.
theater in Wellington.
Nice.
So right. That's not. How far is Wellington from you, the sheep?
0.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I'm-
there's a drive-in movie theater right where you're at, bud.
All right. Hey. Oh, there it is. Wow, can't believe I never noticed.
Failed perception check. What about you, Steve? They still have them? Still ones in operation where you are?
They did until a couple of years ago. There's a couple that are out west of us that are there just for the nostalgia purposes. Like they don't play first-run movies. They play things like The Blob and Frankenstein and stuff like
Right.
that. Just for
Right.
nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, they used to do these things, especially on long weekends, where they'd play Dust to Dawn. Like it'd be like 4 horror movies, and they would play. You'd go and you'd see 4 movies, but each one of them's been out for a year to 2 years, kind of thing, or at least 3 of them have. Right. But that's back in the days before you could even rent videos, so it was a different time.
Okay, this drive-in theater is specifically for a revival of 60s drive-in theater, so yeah, nostalgia as well.
Cool.
Just your
Yes,
kind
sir.
of movies. You really should
Yeah.
go to see.
Some of those will include like the old ads too, like the old snack bar ads and stuff
Well,
like that.
it doesn't look like it because it says like Back to the Future 2, yeah, like that, and then they have What We Do in the Shadows, and a newish Hocus Pocus, then The Omen.
That's a
Wait,
weird blend. Okay.
Still,
The Omen was a pretty scary movie.
yeah. I liked it. Okay, and okay, it's the original one. Good. Okay, I know what this place is. Now I just need to acquire a car.
But
Yeah, I remember
you can take a cab.
some people would take vans. Back in the day, vans were really, really popular.
Hiring a cab
Cargo vans. And
just
people
so you
would,
watch a driving movie.
Right,
That would,
right, because you had to pay by the car, not by the person. So
Oh, okay. So some dick is in a van in front of you. This huge van.
you get in a bus
the
and park.
vans and the trucks always had to
in the
park like
front
in the
row.
last. They always had special rows near the back, just so the vans and the trucks.
Okay.
But people would park the van backwards and then open the back doors, even and just sort of lie there, watch a movie that way.
Hmm.
Back to pickup trucks. It's a different time. There's like a playground out in front, I remember, and some of those people would be playing frisbee and stuff because you had to wait until the sun went down before you could start showing the movie, or you wouldn't really be able to see it. And then, so inevitably, about 10 minutes before the sun went down, people would start honking their horns and flicking their lights. Like, that would somehow speed up the process. I'm not really sure. Always kills me when you see really, really heavy traffic and people are beeping their horns like it has an effect. You know, like, alert driver awakens many. Oh, hey, we can just go.
In New Zealand, honking your horn is considered like an insult. I was reading
I'm
a
assuming
thing, and
not
apparently
if it's
that's
used properly. Like, you know, like if someone runs out in front of you, that's a good time to use your horn.
Mm.
Like, hey,
I
look.
was reading I was reading a thing, and it was like things that if you do overseas, you'll offend people, and that was the one for New Zealand. And I was like, okay, is what like is it different over there, over where you are?
Yeah. Oh, here it's considered rude as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's considered rude here if you don't use it for a reason like its intended purpose. You know what I mean? Like a kid like suddenly literally runs out in front of you. That's what your horn's good for, right?
Then you honk the horn just before you drive him over. At least you have a split second of knowing.
That's right. He gets to die hearing that sound.
No, you don't honk your horn. You say, well, I didn't notice. If I did, I would have honked my horn. Come on.
I've seen it happen too, where someone will be at a red light, it turns green, and the person doesn't move. Beep.
Yeah. People who
Wake up.
yeah, people who would be in the front in line of the red light, and when then it starts to go to green, they will go like, where's the gear shift? Oh, it's there. Where's the clutch? Takes forever. Keep it in gear. Move.
forever. That 3 seconds is just killing you.
It is because when you're driving in the city, you have like 3 seconds to get over before it's red again.
Mm. With this,
Especially where I live, you only have like 2 exits. If you want to go north, you only have 2 exits. You can cross a bridge or you can go under a tunnel. So you're kind
In
of restricted.
Hamilton, the city of Hamilton, if you're downtown and you drive the speed limit, assuming traffic doesn't hold you up, every light will turn green right before you get to it. Like if it's a really quiet time and you just go to the speed limit, they'll just turn green in front of you as you get to them. They're timed to do that, and they're still idiots. It'll turn green, and then they'll speed green, green.
I had to pick up my dad's car many years ago at the mechanic and drive it home to them.
you better get on that then.
That's really procrastinating.
And he said that he said there's something wrong with the clutch, so you need to be careful. Okay, I thought. So what turned out, what he meant was that the gear would only go into the 3rd gear, so I couldn't use the 1st gear, the 2nd gear, the 4th gear, and the 5th gear. So I had to drive through the city in rush hour, and I could only have it in 3rd gear. So I had to use the clutch to kind of sneak through traffic, and because I couldn't stop,
Wow.
I wouldn't. I was so stressed when I got out of the city.
Oh my God, that's wow. That's the whole way. All right.
There was one time I was stranded. My clutch had broken on a standard car, so my dad came to help me. It wouldn't go into 1st, so he was going to try to force it into 1st, and so he grabbed hold of the stick, tried to jam it into 1st to get it in there. What he didn't realize, because he'd been driving a truck that had an on the column shift, so it was a shift like on the steering column, not on the floor, and so he grabbed hold of my directional lever and tore it off.
Thanks, Hulk.
Thanks, Dad.
Did you get a picture you wanted? Were you able to see it?
What's that?
The lights.
Did you get the picture you wanted? Were you able to see it?
Oh no, there's nothing yet. I don't see any.
Okay.
No Aurora, so I'll probably take a look after the game.
Okay. All right. So you guys are back here, having rescued Arvel and Thorbolt by this point, and again you can hear the sounds of kobold voices and mining coming from the north, and the sounds of kobold voices coming from the east.
Well, I am sure that Arvel would have told us if there were more people down that passage, so I guess we should head north towards the mining.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So, if we go up to that little corner there, that corner that juts out, and look up there, how much can we see?
Yeah, you can see a fair bit. You can definitely see, well, let's say that much. You can tell that there are many kobolds in that room, probably around a dozen, and you can hear them sort of talking and laughing and taunting. You also hear, although you don't see, the source of mining, like chipping against rock and stuff like that.
Can we get an idea if it's coming more from the left or the right?
Straight ahead, maybe behind this section.
Oh, okay. Well, say,
Should we sneak in and take a look before we charge in?
I don't know. That's a fair number of those little buggers. I don't know if we can get through there without.
Wait, how many of them would you say that there are?
Dozen.
Suppose. And we don't know how many more of them there are that will come once they hear the sounds of battle.
It's
You do know there are some more to the east.
Well,
It's-
how about we do this then? If this is the largest group of these kobolds, then perhaps we should tackle their blast when they have no reinforcements. And if there's smaller groups than twos, like before, then
I don't know. Can we
we'll
take?
care of them quietly.
Can we handle three each of us?
Well, I can.
I think he's suggesting that reinforcements might come. That's what I think. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, and I was suggesting that if we go down the other passageways and there are small groups that we can take out quietly,
Yeah,
we
so
can
they
take
don't
this-
come to reinforce. Yeah. I think that sounds like a good idea, Torun. Yeah. And
Yeah.
taking out one kobold was easy enough, so I don't know if I can take 3.
Well, so you're suggesting going this way, and I point to the east.
I nod.
All right. Lead the way.
Okay. I do the sneaking for reconnaissance thing again.
Okay. So, sorry, you make your way and you see that it comes to a fork. The light and the voices are coming from this direction up here, but while there's no light coming from the south, you do hear some sound coming from the southern passage. It sounds like it's faint, but it sounds like rock being crushed.
Hmm.
So kind
So
of like a
there's
rough
rock being-
grinding.
Yeah, there's rock being crushed in darkness,
So it would seem.
from what I can tell. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's hardly ominous at all.
And there's a fork on the road up ahead, I say, once heading back. One has the light, I assume it has more kobolds, but the other one I hear rock being grinded. And I see no light source there.
I believe that would be said as ground, not grinded. It's not a word.
Well, I don't have a list of all words in existence that I memorized. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, if it's worth saying, it's worth saying right.
You do seem to use a lot of them.
I have a partial list of every word in existence that I keep somewhere.
So which way do you think, Torun? This is your
Well,
plan.
we know. It's a little pressure on Tolrun. They realize that we don't normally go for the Tolrun plan. Well, we know that we can. Well, we know that we can handle the kobolds, so I would take the left one.
All right, let's go.
So what does that mean? What are you doing exactly?
Taking the left fork, I guess.
Yeah, but you're sneaking up there yourself, the group. Just let me know.
Well,
Well, do you
my
want-
thought
do you want
is
me
that I would be falling about 10 feet behind him.
So I guess that does imply that I'm going first.
Well, yeah. If you're falling
I will be sneaking.
And what about the other two? You guys are doing the same?
I'm staying behind Grim if he has the light on. I don't want to be my broadcaster that aren't coming.
Yeah, well, I don't have the lantern ignited right now. Although I am holding it. So if I need to, I can open it and
Mhm.
illuminate the area. But right now it's dark.
Well, there is light coming from the north and the
Right. I'm
northeast.
just saying that I'm not,
Okay.
casting our own light.
Casting my shadow. for
Right.
them.
Yeah. Right.
I will also follow in silent mode. Hopefully.
All right. So, Talrin, you're going to make me a
8.
stealth check, please. Yep. As you get closer, the kobolds seem to be talking rather loudly amongst themselves. They seem very chattery.
For a brief second, I try to figure out how many of them are there, but because it's like kind of confusing to me that a bunch of people yelling in another language, I just more than 2. I continue on until I can peer around the corner. I'm not sure how.
Okay. You proceed up and you peer around the corner. I'll say you get a sneak peek. You duck your head out and then duck back. You see that there are lots and lots of bedrolls arranged in sort of a semicircle around this cavern. In the middle of the cavern are a couple of tables, only one of which is occupied, and there are 6 kobolds sitting around it. Some of them are eating, and the rest are talking.
Excellent.
I step back, walk to Balmera and Grim are directly behind me.
Yeah.
And looks like there are about 6 of them.
That's a good number. I might be able to put a couple of them down before we want to take them on. But
You said you could take 3, so that leaves 3 for me and Group.
And Jada.
And Yara.
1 each, and Grim gets 3.
No, Tolran gets 3.
Yeah, Torun gets 3. What are you talking about?
He's the one who's bragging about he can take 3. Okay, how about this? You said they're eating?
Some are, and the rest are talking.
They're all at one table.
Yes,
Okay.
so there's another table that's empty, and there's a whole bunch of bedrolls, like all around the wall, like against the wall, all the way around.
How big is the room?
Oh, the room's probably like about 50 by 30, something like that.
Okay. Well, Torun and I could sneak in and get into position. Hopefully that would
The room
work.
is well lit.
There would be some people, based on the table, there would be some people looking at the entrance, and given how bright that light is, I'm not sure if we could get past them.
The
It is a
furniture in the
wide,
room,
brightly lit entrance. Sorry, go ahead.
the furniture in the room. Not that I
Yes?
saw it, but is it? This area is kobold inhabited, or is the furniture in that room like the dwarves are using it now? The kobolds are using it.
Excellent point. It's the latter.
Okay, so the table's a little oversized for them then. Not a whole lot,
Right.
but a bit.
The bedrolls and stuff look cobalt.
Right.
Tables and chairs, yes.
So
You're correct.
Yeah, you say is 6 of them? Yes.
Indeed.
I have idea. Is trick I played on Little Brother a long time ago, but it might work. Yeah. I don't think if it does not work, I do not think is problem will not cause large problem, but if it does work, will be very beneficial.
I'm all ears.
Well-
Yes, that's good to me.
All right, so I will try this. If it does not work, then Tolrun, it is your job. Kill 3, and the rest of us we will help.
Well, okay.
I like it.
All right, Rob, I'm gonna walk up the tunnel to just before that bend that would make everything me in plain sight,
Right?
and I'm going to I kneel down and dust away some of the loose gravel, and then I arrange a couple of small rocks in a pattern, and then I'm put my hand over it. They start to glow this faint gold. There's a slight tinkling of coins in the air, and then the ground starts to shake. Not bad, just tremors, just enough that if you lived in a cave, or in my brother's case was hiding in a cave, you might think that things were about to come falling down, and you might seek shelter under a table or other large, strong surface. So I'm just going to sit there and start rumbling the ground so dust will start falling and the ground will shake near the kobolds.
Okay. And then you maybe back off a couple of feet after you got this thing initiated. That sounds about fair.
Yeah. The idea is that if I'll set it off, and then I'll maintain it for a little bit. And if they look like they're coming towards me rather than ducking for cover, then I'm just going to stop it and go back towards the group. But if they do dive for cover, then I'm going to single everybody up.
Okay. That's cool. All right. So 5-10 seconds goes by. No one seems to notice, and then one of the kobolds gets up and starts walking over to it, trying to see what it is. The other 5 don't even seem to really be paying attention to him or it, but one of them is coming closer.
Wait, maybe I misunderstood something, or I missaid something?
So, like, how violent does the shaking get?
It doesn't. It's harmless tremors, but it's like a 30-foot area that's going to start shaking on the ground. The tremors.
My bad. I thought it was very, very localized.
No, it's a 30. I can do a 30-foot area.
Okay, so one gets up and he starts walking towards the area, and then the other ones at the table, they seem to get all alert and nervous, and they are sort of, a couple of them are getting under the table, a couple of them are getting behind the table. One is moving like to the north, and he's kind of like trying to look at it, and he's got his hand on the north wall, and the last one is coming towards you. So let me reiterate that. So you've got one here, and you've got 2 sort of behind the table and 2 under the table here. And the chatter has doubled amongst them, and they definitely all seem focused on whatever this is. And one of them is coming towards it. He sort of seems to be like staggering slightly, almost as if the effects are affecting him greater than they should be.
And where is Jadav standing?
You guys are all just out of sight around the corner. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are all like right here. So there's one here approaching, 1 up here, and 4 here.
Okay, I will have my sling ready to use if as soon as it comes into
Okay.
range.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of look at Jadav to get a confirmation if we're taking him down or not.
You guys can certainly all ready in action right now if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just tell me what it is.
If he gets close enough, I would grab him and just pull him around the corner.
Okay. Jada?
Well, it's not having my desired effect, so I'll cease the spell.
Well, it is on some of them.
I was trying to. They were already clumped. I was trying to clump them further. It actually had the exact opposite of my intent. They all sort of went.
Well, four are clumped anyway.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, Steve?
I'm sure. And you're not going to get any response from me because that wasn't the intent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like. Yeah. So you can stare at me all you want.
Okay.
So anyway, this guy is coming closer. Do you want to ready in action?
Yeah. I'll shoot him in the head. And by that I mean I will use a ranged attack on him.
Okay.
You said the room was like. Okay. As soon as he's within 20 feet, I'll shoot him.
Go ahead. And what about you, Grim?
Well, I see what my companion has in mind, and so I sort of reach out with I put my hands on the wall, and I kind of stroke the stone and kind of whisper to it, and on the far side of the cavern, um, there's a there are these little lights that sort of begin to sort of glow on the stone on the other side, and it begins to tremble a bit. Just little lights on the far side of this cavern, on the opposite side from where we are, basically.
Okay. So the other kobold that was at the northern part of the room, he kind of gives a panicked look, and he joins his other 4 companions here, and they're all, some are under one table, some are under the table beside it. This one that was approaching you turns and sees that just as a stone comes flying at him from Balmera.
Excellent.
Okay, so he doesn't see me.
That sounds like a sneak attack.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a sneak attack. He's unaware of your presence when you made the attack, so it's absolutely a sneak attack.
That's good because I rolled a 1-on-1. So that's a 21.
Okay. So the stone goes flying and
And 13 points of damage.
yes.
Oh,
So
that's sad.
So it kills him how?
As he turns around to look at his companion, the stone does indeed hit him in the head, and it takes the jawbone right off him, and he falls down.
All right, so he falls his feet. The other 5, they don't even notice this. They're looking at the lights, and they're all under the table jabbering. Jadat.
I don't know because my plan didn't really consist of anything beyond this point.
Okay, well, they're all closed under their 2 tables. The 6th one is dead.
Our plan can be summed up to this: kill, kill, kill.
Why didn't I think of that?
Or the variation thereof: murder, murder, murder.
Kill, murder, 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 murder.
So, as far as you can tell, they're not even aware that you're there yet.
Yeah, they're all cowering. How many? You said there were 4
5,
cowering.
5 left.
5 left.
Okay.
5 remaining.
All right.
Okay, if I crouch down, you say that the light is coming from the table, right?
Yeah, there's actually several torches arrayed around the room that are generating light.
All right. Well, I will point at one of them, and that the golden colored hot sand will pour from right above them and hit one of them. He can make a dex save.
Okay. It's going to be a disadvantage. He's underneath the table, so 11.
Okay, and he will take some damage. I don't remember how much the damage is, so we'll just say 4 points.
Okay, so he's badly hurt from what?
It's a sacred flame, but it appears as sort of like desert sand just washing down.
Nice. So he screams out, still unaware that there's any people causing this. Talrud.
Okay. So if they're unaware that people are causing this, I'm going to not run around the corner and show them that there are people doing this. Well, I guess you should just continue doing your thing.
So you're going to hang back?
Yep.
Okay. So that brings us back to Grim.
All right. So I'm going to use
They're practically screaming now. They're all frantic.
Yeah, I'm going to use a minor illusion to cause this.
Turn up the dial.
I'm gonna, where I had the lights, I'm gonna have this sort of worm. It looks almost like an earthworm, but it's huge and it's made of stone, sort of crawling out of the wall toward them, and it goes sort of like erupting from the wall like this tentacle sort of going onto the floor, and the
what part of the room do you want it to appear in?
This would be on the opposite side, again where the lights are, to sort of look as if this thing came out of where that was, and the thing sort of just comes out and begins making this sort of pulsing gesture as if it's going to eat them.
Okay, so I just so I get this clear. So you guys are like here, they're under 2 tables here. The light is coming from over here somewhere?
Actually, it would be the southeast side.
Here?
Directly opposite of us. Yeah, around there.
Okay. All right, so they turn, they flee from that spot, running towards you, looking back.
Perfect.
So they're running in this direction, and that brings us to Belmera.
Excellent.
Okay, I'll shoot them, one of them as well. So that will also be with advantage since they have natural 20. So
what are you attacking with?
the sling.
Okay, so you're going to take out 2 somehow. Tell us how that happened.
Okay.
Okay.
The sling flies in and catches one just between the collarbone and the neck, and shoots through his neck, and bounces off his collarbone into the other one's head.
Nice.
Wow!
I'm definitely keeping this sling. It must be magical.
Of course
So
it is.
two of them fall down. The remaining 3 running. One of them trips over the fallen companions, and the other 2 are running right towards you, Jawdat. I'm sorry, it's Grim turn, and then Jawdat.
Okay, Grim. Okay.
So they are now aware that there's people there.
Yeah. One would think. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn towards one of them, and I put up my hand, and I make this sort of and this the sort of steam sort of rises from the back of my hand as you see this this ray of just pure white come shooting out of it directly at one of them.
All right.
As a ray of frost attempts to get one of them. Shit.
AC 12.
8. Let me double check. 8 and 6. Yeah.
Okay, so the ray of frost strikes him.
Yep.
Strikes him with the cobalt.
For 5.
Okay, so it dies.
Yeah, so the ray of frost hits it right in the face, just and he is cracking as its neck sort of freezes up, as its arms flail, kind of shudder for a moment, and it falls forward. Its head hits the floor and shatters.
Nice Terminator style.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
there's 2 kobolds left. One is running right towards you, Jawdat, with panic in his eyes. If you were to take a guess, he seems more interested in getting away, whatever's behind him, than attacking you.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I still have my table leg in my right hand. So I'm just going to
Batter up.
go to both knees, so I'm about on the same level as him, and just
Right.
swing at him as he's running towards me.
Awesome. Go for it.
And I will apparently miss him.
Okay,
It
so
happens.
you swing above him, and he kind of like staggers to the side and almost runs into Talrun. He does what?
I'm going to strike this guy who's almost running into me with a 22.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Probably is.
Yes. Yes. He just ducks. He just ducks under Jawdat, just right into your fist.
Alright, and he'll take 7.
and that's enough to take him out.
Crack.
So I send him flying, and then I'm going to run up to the second one and use my bonus attack.
Okay,
Big money.
so you go rushing over to the last
19
kobold
days.
just as he's standing up.
And that is 4 points of damage.
All right, and you send him flying backwards over the table, dead.
Well, that's one less than I said I would, but still.
Yeah, it was a good plan.
It did not work how I imagined, but it worked.
I believe
There was
that these people are sufficiently terrified in their last moments.
Yes,
There was
so apparently kobolds do not think to seek shelter. I mean, it threatened with the impending cave-in, but hey, is why they're the word is evolved. Yes, is why they are not civilized.
No,
Well-
kobolds are generally a strong folk.
Those
But,
are the ones
is-
that-
As the great elven warrior Ilyadir once said, no plan survives the first contact with the enemy. I think we did okay considering.
I carefully roll up this magical sling that I have and put it back in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm a little curious as to what they were eating, like whether it actually seems to be food fit for consumption or not.
Oh, it's mostly rat.
Like, is it identifiable as rat? Because there's like rat floating in
Yes.
the bowl. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't eat that. No.
it's like the fur wasn't taken off of it before it was cooked.
No.
There's a small menu. Today's special rat.
Yesterday's special rat.
At least it's not raw.
Ratatouille. Yeah.
While he's checking out kobold cuisine, Balmera will loot the bodies.
We should get
All
out
right.
of here.
You also find rat.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you make me a perception check there, Balmera.
15.
Okay, so amongst the bodies, you find a total of 9 commons. Some of the kobolds have none. Others have a couple coins. But some of the bedrolls are actually like crude beds, and you spot what looks like a panel, or maybe a panel's too strong a word, hidden box like built into the frame of one of the beds, which is like right on the floor. The bed's like right on the not right on the floor with a wooden box.
You find a less poorly constructed portion of the bed.
Right.
Okay. If I like trace it with my fingers, can I feel how is it?
Yeah, you just spotted the outline.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of like whispering loudly over to him. It's like, come on, Bemera, we're on a timetable here. What's going on?
Hang on, that's
Going body to body, searching this
We
body, searching
cannot
that
eat
body.
this. It is gross.
Agreed. I don't think we should wait around here. No doubt the sound has alerted the others.
Yes. Loot.
There's not much sound, but yes.
I'll try to like push on it and see if I can get it to open.
With a dagger, you can kind of like pop it, put it in the sort of seam, and pop it open.
Okay.
Okay, so inside you see a large pouch.
I will take the
It's all,
pouch.
the spot's only the hideaway spot's only about yay big.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you pull the pouch out, it seems very heavy and has a sound of coins in it.
Nice. I will write large pouch.
Large cobalt pouch.
I will hold it up so they can see. See? There's something more than.
I never said there were coins in it. I said it sounded like coins.
Okay, I'll open it and check if there's coins.
Okay. There's coins inside.
Can
I want that as a minor magic item as a merchant.
It's full of rat grub.
Yeah.
A pouch that weighs like 2 pounds and it
Yeah.
sounds like there's coins in it, but really has nothing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just slugs,
I was
painted
thinking a pouch
painted
that-
slugs.
Should I
that
should I
felt
know
like it didn't have any. It didn't have coins in it, but did.
should I know how many coins are inside, or do you want to do that later?
Yes, there are 12 crowns and 37 nobles.
Nice.
Nice.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, that's a good week's survival right there.
So, he's still missing all their small people, the dwarves. Yeah, from the family.
Hey, look, we're clearing our back door here so we don't get
It's okay.
ambushed from
you
the
can-
behind. You
You can probably clear
rammed
back
in.
door. Yes, I get it. Yes, is very humorous.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, half-orc tolerance.
Yeah, not if it happens to you, it ain't. But look, we're doing all right. So
So you want to go down to see the stone crusher, or should we go up to the mine?
I think we ought to check that little passage we went past coming up to here.
So the stone
Yes,
crusher.
Stone crusher.
Yes. So is the rock crusher thing is probably where another dwarf is, right? Because the cabbages will not know how to work a machine.
Look, it's not about whether the dwarves down there. We want to make sure we've got no one coming up at our backs.
But it also is also yes about whether or not dwarves down there. Because if we go up here and there's only 2 more dwarves, and we are like, oh look, it is time to go.
Sure.
We're missing dwarf.
I'm not saying there's no dwarves down there. I'm saying that it's in our best interest to check our to check down here. Well, look what happened with the kobolds when we took them by surprise. You know, we had some people at their back. They didn't know it. Boom, we wiped them out.
Yes.
Bamera is counting the coins and nodding. Yeah, we should go check if there's more more dwarves.
Yeah, and Belmera, I can hear the coins you're counting, so just let you know about that.
Indeed.
So,
I'm not sure
Yeah,
what you're
that-
insinuating, Grim.
I'm simply
Well,
saying
whatever it
that
is you
I'm simply saying that
insinuate.
if you lose count, I can help you with that.
So
Now,
is this a makeshift dining room, then, Rob, or just a table, and they turned it into a dining? Like, is the cooking pot and
There are bedrolls around the.
right? But the
There are
bedroll-
bedrolls all the way around.
Yeah.
There's a small cooking pit and one of those I don't know, those cross things that go over the cooking pit to hold the pot. But it's more of a makeshift.
Okay,
one. It's not.
So
one
it's
you
not
use
like this was a
every day.
dwarven dining room for the miners, and then the kobolds threw their bed mats in here. There just happened to be a dwarven table, and they repurposed this room.
Yes.
Little column A, little
That-
column B.
Yeah. Close enough.
Well, dwarves wouldn't just sleep on the ground, right?
Right, that's why the bed mats are kobold. But I was wondering if this was like their lunchroom, like their break room. In which case there might be,
There you go.
other stuff. But if it was just a break room, it's not likely that there's going to be a spare pick or something in the corner. They would keep their tools somewhere else. So that was all.
Also, yeah, you're only about 2 to 3 hours from Crossmeet. So.
Right. But I mean, you don't want to have to go back 2 or 3 hours to go get a pick if yours breaks. And
Your assessment is absolutely spot on.
right. So it's like a little break room. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Well, in that
So,
case, I do find on the ground maybe like a stoneware mug, dwarven size, so a meaty fist can get into the handle. I just pick it up, blow it out, and it's good. I lost my cup, and I'm just gonna drop it in my backpack.
Excellent.
That's so racist.
No, it was not dirt I was blowing out. It was beard hair.
The mug has a little mustache catcher on the side.
Right. See, it's this little part that just parts your mustache when you get a drink out of it. It lifts it up and out of the way.
Right.
Yeah, the real things on mugs. That really exists. Mustache catcher.
Oh, dear God. So, when we go back to that little intersection where, there's the main passage that we went up to 15 in, and there's
Yes,
a little
yes.
narrow passage that goes off to the southeast.
Right.
When we get
So,
there... Go ahead.
Go ahead. I just want to give you a bit of a physical description.
Sure. Yeah,
So-
do that first.
So down there, it doesn't look like it looks all natural. Where everywhere else you've been, it looks like natural that's been aided by excavation tools as necessary. But down that narrow passageway, it looks entirely natural, and it's dark, and it's a bit of a squeeze. Like you'd have to go sideways, but you could definitely make it for about maybe 10 feet before it widened up enough that you could walk forward. And the crunching sound is distant. It's a ways down there. That's that hallway.
Oh, okay. But it doesn't sound like metal on stone, like mining. But
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, it sounds more like grinding rock.
Yeah, so I listened to it for a moment and I say, well, as interesting as that passage might be, I don't think we're going to find any dwarves down there. That sounds like...
Make me an intelligence check.
Not
Sure.
unless they are very skinny dwarves.
Well, have you ever seen one of those? I'm not being racist. I'm sorry, what did you say, perception?
Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence, okay. Ooh, even better. 12.
Okay, so the grinding sound of rock does not sound steady and regular. It stops and starts, and it's irregular volumes, irregular stop and start kind of thing. There's no real pattern to it.
I kind of dragged Belmira over. Say, look, you're familiar with underground noises, aren't you?
That's racist.
I don't know. Maybe.
Listen to this. It sounds intermittent, almost like something sliding, stone against stone, that sort of thing. What do you make of it?
Okay, I will listen. Rob, did my family have some sort of stone crusher?
Well, you know what your family did, so they were sort of connected to mining. Yes. So, in fact, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you and Jawdat both make me intelligence roll. No, it would be nature checks with advantage. Actually,
Oh, good God.
it's nature for Jawdat and it's intelligence for Balmera. That makes sense.
With advantage, right?
With advantage, yes.
Okay.
I
Balmera
rolled two
because of her
16s, I win
background,
the internet.
and Jawdat because of what he said. Okay. Cool. And Balmera, what'd you get? Like a 12 there? I can't see.
Yep,
12, yeah.
12.
I got
All right.
21.
Excellent. So, all I can tell you is that it doesn't sound like it's machinery. It doesn't sound. It sounds more like a natural, organic, animal.
So,
It doesn't. There's
He's,
nothing about the pattern that suggests workers.
down home, we have caves for mining other stuff. But there are large, kind of like what you made with the magic, large worms that they sound similar to this. They have large, what is the word? Keratin? Is this the right word? Rough,
Are you telling-
very.
Are you telling me there's giant worms down here?
Yeah, well, worm is loose term. Is monster that eats rock, but it look like worm, but it also eats miners and everything else.
Well, if there's some young kid down here, Why would he go after him rather than the dwarves or the kobolds? I don't get it.
There was a young kid down. What? Where does kid come from?
Well, you said it only eats miners.
No.
Get it.
It eats rocks. It eats cabbages. It eats tools. It eats miners. It wants. I'm sure it horse.
You mean miners, not miners. Okay, I got you.
I hate you. Yes, but is creature. But if not bothered, they don't bother people. Is probably what make most of tunnels. And then people come through with tools and make tunnels more crafted.
Yeah, I get you. So the point is that it's probably not dwarves, which is what we're down here for. So
Right. Also, will probably eat us.
fair enough.
So we
back to the sounds of
down
mining.
there?
Yes, back to the sounds of tools,
I like your thinking.
and not the mindless ramblings of tools.
Okay. Let's head over there then.
Yeah. So we'll. I'm gathering by our discussion. We're going to head back to that. Hang on here. Trying to get the map to show up.
Tell me, Belmiller, is swing a dwarven weapon? You seem very good with it.
No. This must be a magical sling.
I look at you like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yes, it must be magical. Yes, that is answer.
Again.
I look at the whole room with like oh my god. Like,
I kind of like shrug my shoulders, like I don't understand anything she says either.
that's racist. Alright.
So, as a campaign goal, I guess we're gonna start rounding up dwarves to
Evidently.
nice camp.
That's where it's going.
That's right. That's it. Yes, Mr. Dwarf, we have nice camp for you.
Yeah, and Grim could be our grand wizard of this movement and help us.
Oh man.
We are bad people.
It's true. Alright, so to the north, towards the sounds of mining.
I don't think our computer should be dropped lower than like the one or two that we have, so I think we're probably safe.
We got 4 right now.
Unless
for a while.
unless the one person watching does happen to be some certain
Donald Trump.
ethnicity that we're alluding to, or a dwarf.
An actual dwarf, not a short person. An
We're
actual
gonna
dwarf.
get a big thumbs up from Donald Trump because we're gonna send all the dwarves back where they came from.
Right. But if you think I'm building a wall, that, by the way, is one of my favorite memes I've seen so far. Donald Trump's like, I'm going to build a wall to keep them out. And there's a picture of a Mexican who's putting up rebar, and he's like, yeah, and who do you think's going to build that wall?
Right.
Okay, so you guys, over the sounds of the many kobolds talking and the mining, you make your way back to this area.
Yes.
Without alerting anyone.
Okay, as we go up there, Rob, I'll kind of fall behind. So I'll be the last in line as we walk. And when the others are not looking, I'll check out the rock formation as we walk. Does this seem like to be where they dug out the silver?
You've seen some signs of excavation here. It looks like the mine's still in the very early stages. Like they're still sort of finding veins and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, the mine hasn't been open very long, right? It's been what, a couple months maybe?
Ivan mentioned that he saw the Ambolts 2 weeks earlier. He hasn't seen them in 2 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, it hasn't been long at all. So
Yeah.
this is a very new mine.
No, the mine is older than 2 weeks, right?
Well, the natural cavern part is much older, but the mine itself is only about a month old.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay. So a lot of it was naturally formed then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Okay, wow.
it's just recent, like it's the early stages of making a mine. You
Right.
start making the passageways and getting ready to be able to move it forward.
So really, they found a cave and they just started chopping at the walls and called it a silver mine.
Well,
They
let's
found-
say they found some evidence of silver before they started the work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this Ambold family. They seem.
Oh, just to refresh memory, do we know how many Embolts there were?
Five. We've rescued 2.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so 3 more. Okay. I just want to know when when we can leave.
The
You'll know,
fifth
Grim. You'll know.
the fifth Ambold is the rockworm called Crossmeet.
No one acknowledges it. I'm just like, oh, hey,
All right,
Jason,
so yeah, so I guess we'll kind of sneak up again along the
Right.
the
So
convex wall.
you guys are here.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you can hear the sounds of mining picks coming from the north, and you can hear lots of kobold voices coming from over this area and to the north as well.
All right. Do we see any yet, or is it just sounds?
I'm going to say that you could probably see a few. You could probably see 3 or 4, but it would be
kobolds.
Kobolds, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
kobolds.
All right.
They're all sort of laughing and joking.
All right.
So how do we take these?
I kind of lean in and I say, I might be able to take out 2, maybe 3 of them. If I can do that, then we can move up and just cut their throats.
It seems so dishonorable, but
Yeah.
they do outnumber us.
It is well lit up there.
Yeah.
What is it well lit by? Just torches?
Yeah, you can see torches like in sconces, spaced around the walls.
All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move over to the opposite wall and kind of creep up along the edge. And as soon as I'm within, maybe 90 feet or so, I'm going to just kind of hugging the wall, and I'm going to kind of again whisper into my hand and toward the 3 that I can see that are closest.
Sure. And you're casting sleep?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So let's see how many.
While he's doing that, I'll ready my definitely magical spring.
Yeah.
And it's so 6, 10. 25. So 32.
Oh, excellent.
Hit points worth. So
5 of them drop,
nice.
and the rest immediately come running around to see what's going on. I'm going to give you. We're going to roll advantage. Grim, you've already gone. You can still roll to see where. You've already gone, so you're going to be at the top of the order, and it just happened.
Okay.
Everybody else, roll initiative with advantage. Okay.
Double 13. That's not good.
You didn't win the internet. I rolled double 16s earlier.
Yeah, that is a bit better.
I got so that's 17 for initiative.
17. What did you say, Jadad? I'm sorry.
I rolled a 14, so I have a 14.
Got it. And Balmera?
Belmira.
She's taking her time rolling out her magical sling, so she only got an 8.
Okay. I rolled 6, 2, 6 for the 3 groups I put down, and so you beat everybody. So it is Talrun. It's your attack. So
Right.
7 more kobolds come running around the corner. Among them, some are a little bigger, and one seems almost like 4.5 feet tall, really a giant amongst kobolds.
Holy
He's wearing a leather armor and wielding a big
I run
black
and fight that
dagger.
guy.
You're going to have to literally run through his minions to get to him. So if you
I
want
run and
to...
fight that guy. So
Okay,
I will
so you-
spend a key point to use my patient defense feature, so I'm taking the dodge action as a bonus action.
So
Nice.
I believe what that does is they don't get opportunity attacks. Is that right?
No, they're at disadvantage. They can make
Okay.
them at disadvantage though.
Okay. So you go rushing over there at high speed, and several of them going to use a reaction to try and stab at you. Miss.
So
That's just. I'm doing this at disadvantage. This way I'm rolling 2 for each one. Miss, and miss. So you go running through them, and they're all like swinging at you with these daggers, and you're like dodging your way through, and you get to this this larger kobold who's got a couple.
I was just running and like when I'm about to reach him, I reach back with my fist and then run into him and extend my punch.
Okay.
That's
He's got an AC
17.
of 15. Yep, hit.
Nice.
Okay, so that is 7 points of damage as I
Okay.
go down. His armor absorbed most of it.
He staggers back and curses you. Judat.
So wow. All right, I'm going to also target the large guy in the center, hoping
Okay.
to break their morale. But
With a range attack?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
casting spell. So deck save for him.
Okay. What is he? +3.
What?
Oh, I think I rolled 2. Only the first one counts. Okay, so he makes his deck save.
Okay, nothing happens.
All right. Balmera.
Okay. How far away is he?
Well, again,
40 feet.
there's he is standing there toe to toe with Torun. There are 2 kobolds on either side of him, and there are 4 other kobolds in between the 2 of you.
Okay.
Between you guys.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna jump up on the shoulders of one of the kobolds and shoot the big guy with my sling.
Okay. Go ahead, make me an acrobatics check. You're a very dense, heavy dwarf. I'm not sure how high you can jump. I kind of doubt you can have a vertical jump of 3 feet.
She can jump pretty. She can jump 13.
Okay, so you don't jump high enough, but you can still fire at one of them.
I want to fire at the big guy.
Okay, you can make an attack at disadvantage then.
So if okay, so that's an 8. That's a 14.
8 then, you said?
14.
14. It ends up being a
14's
14.
a miss. 14's a miss. You need a 15 to hit him. So you're, what were you throwing? Shooting a crossbow bolt?
No, sling.
Okay, so your sling goes boom, into the ground, and the 4 of them close around you.
Okay,
And,
I will use my bonus action to disengage.
okay.
I assume that means I get away, or do I have to use a dash?
The thing is, you've already used all your movement.
Yeah, but as a rogue, I have cunning action that gives me a bonus.
No, because you still need to move. The disengage just means you don't provoke opportunity attacks when you're moving.
Yeah. If you had movement left, you could move away, and you don't. But you don't get an extra move. You don't get extra move distance.
Then I'll do the dash. That's 25 feet of movement.
Are you going to run away? Okay. So you're going to provoke OAs.
Haven't they used their OAs?
Yeah, I was just going to say they've already
Sorry.
used the reaction this turn, so they don't get OAs.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. All right. So you go rushing in there. You jump up. You shoot a crossbow, and then you run back.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, 3 of them are going to attack Talrun, and 4 are going to chase after you.
They're still at disadvantage because of the dodge action.
Okay. So I'm going to make 2 attacks against you first. These are the guys. I guess that's 1 attack. And so the 2 guys that were at his side both miss you, or aren't able to connect.
Sweet.
And then this big guy himself, he's going to take an attack. And so he's going to connect.
Lucky him.
So he hits you with a large dagger, a large black dagger. With blade is like a curved tooth. You're going to take 7 points of damage, and make me a con save.
2 con saves. I love con saves. That is a 12.
All right. So as he stabs you, poison courses through the dagger, and you're going to take 5 points of poison damage.
Oh dear.
Grim.
All right. Well,
So there are 4 chasing after. Oh no, wait! I didn't get their turns yet. Sorry. There are 4 chasing after Balmera.
Yeah. So there's 4 chasing after Balmera, and then there's the 1 larger one. Is that correct?
There's 5 asleep, 4 chasing after Balmera, and 3 fighting Talrun.
Okay.
Right, 5, 4. Yep, I get that right. And so they're chasing after you, Balmera, and only 1 manages to hit you with a dagger.
In the
for
back?
3 points of damage.
How cowardly.
Yeah. How cowardly, says the guy who ran up and then ran away. So you take 2 points of damage for 1 dagger, and 4 of them are attacking you. So Grim, there's 4 surrounding Balmera. There are 3 surrounding Talrun, and there's 5 lying asleep.
Yeah.
Wait, before we get to that, you see, coming from around the corner, their legs in shackles, 3 dwarves, 1 is female, and they're all wielding picks. And they are going to aid Talrun. So they're attacking at disadvantage because their feet are shackled. One of them manages to put a pick right through one of the kobolds attacking you, Talrun, killing it.
Awesome.
Another one is going to attack with a pick at disadvantage and miss. And
come on.
1 more is also going to miss. Now it's your turn, Grim.
All right. So I give the iron wand in my fingers a little twirl, and I hold it almost like a dagger, like I'm gonna stab it down at something, like you would just and
Sure.
I stab it toward the large kobold, and I just send forth this bolt of purple lightning. This arcs toward it, and we'll hopefully hit it with
AC 50.
Okay, so what's 9 and 6? 15. Yeah, perfect. Okay, awesome.
So purple
And
lightning.
Yep, D12. 11. So.
Oh. He's
I
still
strike
alive.
But the bolt maintains its connection. So as I'm kind of holding it and kind of twisting it as this purple bolt of lightning is arcing into
Lightning is writhing all over its body, and it's trying to kill this monk in front of it.
And I just kind of this rictus grimace on my face as I sort of twist the wand as if it were a dagger, and you see the arcing bolt sort of rip across it.
The other
And-
kobolds are frenzying.
So
Torun,
they're becoming our friends? Awesome.
I'm going to repeat what Jadette said earlier. Torun,
Right.
so there's 2 attacking you. There are 3 shackled dwarves trying to help you.
2 including the big guy?
Yes.
Okay. Well, normally I would allow you a free hit if one of my lizard intervened so dishonorably, but you see, poison is a coward's weapon, and then I am going to punch him in the face.
All right. Roll the hit.
And that's a 21.
Big money.
You're gonna finish him off. Go ahead.
So there's now a dagger in between his brain and eyes. I just pull that back out of it, collapses to the ground.
Eyes, I imagine
His
like,
brain in his eyes.
I was going to say,
sorry.
I imagine it sort of plunging through the temple on this side, coming out on this side.
Okay,
between his brains
sure,
and his
sure.
eyes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll get a lobotomy.
I had a player in my last game threaten to shoot between 2 people's heads, and I was like, okay, they look at the space between their heads and look back at you.
So
And,
he falls. He falls over backwards, dead.
And then I turn around and swing at the guy behind me
Okay.
and miss horribly.
All right.
Oh.
I was too caught up in the glory of the other person's death.
All right. So,
Well,
John,
You probably look cool. That's the important thing.
there are 5 unconscious. The big one is dead. One of the other ones is dead. There's 1 now surrounded by Tauren and 3 shackled dwarves, and there are 4 frenzied kobolds attacking Balmera.
4 frenzied kobolds attacking Balmera.
Yes, 5 alive, 5 dead right now. That's it. Yeah. 5 frenzied kobolds.
No.
No. Okay.
All right. So. Wow, man.
There he sees 12. The little guys. We're going for the big guy. Well, the big guy's dead. So.
Yeah. Well, then I go after him because clearly he's easiest. No, I'll single out one of the frenzied kobolds, and they can make a dex save also.
Okay. And let's see that tote board, Johnny. I guess they made it.
Big money, big money.
No, little money. He wants little money.
Well, a lot of money. I got a 19.
Yeah, it's not little money.
So yeah, they're so frenzied and focused. They managed to avoid that. So Balmera, you got 4 very angry kobolds around you.
Okay, a kobold is kind of like a scrawny halfling, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I see them as slightly taller, on average, just a little bit. 3 to 3.5 feet, where I'd say a halfling's like 3 feet, something like that. But yeah, close enough.
Okay. I'll try to grab one of them and use my body strength and body weight to kind of pivot around myself while holding the one kobold and try see if I can.
Okay. Make an attack to grapple him first.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you have successfully grappled him and picked him up off the ground.
Okay.
That's an attack. That is an attack.
Okay.
So he is not going to get to attack you, but the other 3 are. And, they get to attack at advantage because they have the pack tactic. So, which I missed the first time. One's going to hit you. Second one, I don't know yet.
One's gonna hit you.
Second one is a definite miss. And the third one also connects. So you get stabbed twice while you're holding this guy for a total of 3 and 5 is 8 points of damage. So you pick up one of these kobolds, you grab it, and literally pick it up off the ground, and 2 of the other kobolds stab you for doing so. You take 8 points of damage.
Yes.
And that takes us, there's one left fighting Talrun over there, and he manages to stab you
Okay.
for 4 points of damage.
Okay. I fall down. That's
Okay.
the exact amount he needed.
Okay, so you fall down. It is the other 3 dwarves are going to attack him. I'm going to do this the quick way, like this. Oh yeah. So the other 3 dwarves, just as he stabs you and you drop, the other 3 dwarves just like hack into him like it's a mob execution, like where they're all hack, 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 pick,
2 20s, yeah.
Chopping
That's pretty good. That's pretty brutal.
gibbets flying and everything. So Jadat, I think that brings us to Jadat.
So
there
Tolman just
are,
hit the ground, right?
Yeah,
There are
Rob, if you could paint the picture now, because
absolutely. So
Yeah.
in the near the back of the room on the left, there are 5 sleeping kobolds.
Gotcha.
Slightly closer, around Torun, lying on the ground, are 3 shackled dwarves and disheveled dwarves, all holding bloody picks in their hand. Dead at their feet are 3 kobolds, 2 of the slightly larger ones, and the boss. There are 4 kobolds alive and conscious, one of which is being held aloft by Belmera. That's what you're looking at, Jadat. So there's 4 alive, 5 unconscious, and 3 dead.
Right.
Okay.
And
And one of the alive ones is grappled. Says 3 ungrappled.
Correct.
Alive. Okay.
Correct. 3
Gotcha.
threats. Right.
and how many of them are standing over the unconscious and dying body of Tolrin?
1.
0.
None.
No, 0.
None. The dwarves wiped them
Just
out.
the 3 dwarves finished them off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will go up to. I'll run over to Tolrun and at the very least, I'll use Spare the Dying. So,
Okay.
which will stabilize him, so there's no.
Yep. Absolute success. No problem. So you stabilize there, Torun.
That's what you do when a friend is dying.
If
Just
you didn't
saying.
have it already, I'd give it to you for that.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
That's what you do when a friend's dying. That's what it is.
I was just being bitter. Sorry.
No, it's
So,
alright.
you are now holding a dwarf. You've got to make a strength check. This is kind of a formality.
Yeah,
This is
there
a
wasn't a room full of
disadvantage.
ogre furniture in here.
You've got to beat a strength check of 9, Belmera, to maintain your grip. He's trying to break free.
Not all of the bad guys singled out the caster.
I rolled a 9.
All right.
Nice.
So he does not break free. So you are standing there holding a kobold, and there's 3 other kobolds around you trying to kill you.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, I'll hold him out, and I'll pivot around myself, trying to trip them over. Again.
Yeah. You're trying to do a leg sweep, like to take them all out.
Well, kind of like yeah. I'm
Well,
using
You can attack one of them. You don't. That would be 3 attacks. But you can definitely attack one of them. Go for it.
Okay, I'll attack one of them then. +4, that's 18.
Hit. How much
How
damage?
much damage does a kobold do?
It's got to be a club, right?
Okay.
Yeah. You tell me.
Do I have a strength?
Strength.
Technically, rules is written as it does a die 4 plus strength mod
Okay.
because it's an improvised weapon.
Okay.
But it's going to
Correct.
affect both kobolds because they're both being hit. So
I'll go with that.
the one being held and the one being hit. So
Yeah,
So that's
that makes sense.
6 points of damage.
6 points. Okay, so you kill both kobolds. So I want you to describe that to us. You kill the kobold with the kobold, killing the kobold.
She's holding the kobold up, and as he's screaming, it's Frenchy, and I'm guessing kind of a confused Frenchy. She will hold it out in his arm, and she'll pivot around herself, and the kobold she's holding, she will throw into another kobold, and the heads will kind of like meet each other,
Okay,
fall out, and tumble.
so nice. Two of the kobolds duck around your pirouette, and the other one just gets clunk, clunk, just that bonk sound. You know, if there was an old Batman cartoon, you'd see bonk on the screen.
I just imagine
How
that.
I'm imagining every fight we have from now on until the end of this campaign. So
I imagine in that instance that the kobolds are narrating their actions. So as she swings, the first kobold's like, duck! The second one's like, duck! The third one goes, goose!
Okay. All right. So the remaining two kobolds in their frenzy are going to try to murder you. What's your AC, Bummer? Remind me. I'm sorry.
14.
Okay, so that's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
That's one hit. These are at advantage because they have the attack. Oh, that's 2 hits. They have a pack tactics. Oh, look at that! 4 points of damage total.
That leaves me with 1 hit point.
Look, you couldn't have any. You couldn't have rolled any worse. Grim, it's your turn. So
All
there
right,
are
so
currently 2 threats if you don't count the 5 sleeping kobolds.
no, we can get them at the end. We can just cut their throats. So I'm going to count the ones that are attacking as the main threats. Damn it! I can't get more than one at a time anymore. So I'm going to pick one of them that's closest, and I will just since I don't want to set Belmer on fire, I already had the one in sort of a stabbing position. I kind of do a quick flip in my hands, and then I point it more like a baton, and I just delicately twist it and send this little thin light of white into one of them. Hopefully,
12.
10 and
12's the target.
10 and 6. Okay, yeah, definitely hit. Giving it a bit of a cold.
Achoo!
Yeah, not quite like that. So hopefully a bit more intense. So it's only 1d8. Okay. Well.
Achoo!
5.
5. So you kill it.
Okay. So yeah. So I twist the wand. You see this little kind of spiral of frost go, and freeze the side of its head as it sort of like looks up at me, and as the frost sort of crawls across the face and freezes one eyeball, and it cracks and falls off.
Okay, Tarun, you're having a nice little rest.
Okay.
Jadette, you're standing over him amongst 3 shackled dwarves who are looking at you with sort of odd, quizzical grins on their faces.
As long as they have deep pockets, we don't care.
That's right. Wait, what?
Hmm?
There is 1 kobold left actively fighting Valmera right now.
Yeah. Kill that one.
The dwarves look malnourished, but otherwise okay in health. They're all shirtless as well.
Nice.
Did you just say nice to the fact that they're shirtless?
Yeah.
I could see Balmera saying it, but
All right. I am going to.
Hey, you don't know which way Groom swings. You know.
Yeah, you could swing it either way, but both ways.
there's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
the
that.
lizard people.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, he's not a racist as certain other members of this party.
You mean like you?
Yeah, it's all right.
Fine, pick the guy when he's unconscious.
Duh. No, I'm going to table leg the last kobold.
Go ahead. Table leg is now officially a verb.
It is, yeah.
Well, I miss table legging him.
You're rolling pretty poorly tonight. However, Balmera, he is...
Maybe you should have broomsticked him.
Since Jawdat is there, that counts as an ally there. For sneak attack damage.
I will
It
do
is your
that.
turn, Balmera.
So,
And advantage on your attack, too.
okay.
Wait, do I get advantage on my attack because Balmera's there?
Nope.
With a sneak attack, it's a thing that rogues get.
Well,
Yeah.
I know they get sneak attack, but don't you get advantage when there's two of you involved? I mean, I don't know.
No.
Just keep going. I'll look it up.
I think
that-
only rogues get that.
No, they don't even get advantage, right?
I thought
No,
they
it's
did.
not an advantage. It's just sneak attack damage.
Okay.
I can get a sneak attack if I'm like none. They haven't noticed me yet. If I have advantages
Yeah,
on the
no,
roll.
I know how sneak attack works. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, there's
Okay,
no
but-
flanking thing.
Either one of those will hit. So
Okay, so you're gonna kill this thing. So describe how the last one dies.
okay, as he
ducks under Jawdat's table leg.
he dodges the table leg and kind of swings around to face the new threat. Balmera will draw her rapier and stab him in the neck.
Okay,
And
so
bleeding.
Jawdat, you see a rapier come out through its neck as it pitches forward at your feet. The dwarves behind you kind of chuckle. Ah, bastards! What of them? He sort of puts his head in that direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as the dwarves sort of do that, I kind of gesture to the sleeping ones. I say, "You might want to finish them off before they come to."
So they go over in their chains, like chink, 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 and then start putting picks right through the foreheads, like of each of the kobolds one by one, dispatching them all.
Can I heal check Tol Rune to try and
Sure,
stand up?
sure.
No, we all wait
Medicine.
awkwardly for hours until he regains consciousness.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah.
Need it.
20 a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say you heal 1 hit point then, Torun.
Success.
So you've got a headache and 1 level of exhaustion.
I did it.
Yes.
It almost killed me, but I took
No,
him
in
down.
fact, actually, in the proper sense of it, it did kill you.
What?
Yes.
I died and you brought me back to life?
Yes,
Well,
something I do.
It mostly.
I had no idea you were so powerful.
No, you were
it
only
mostly
mostly
killed you.
dead. Yeah, you were
As
not
the-
entirely dead.
I was mostly dead and you helped me get better.
Yes.
As the
It's something I call true love.
Okay, I'm going to take out this guy's foul black dagger weapon.
Mm-hmm. So you can see that the dagger, the blade of the dagger, is actually a large tooth that has a hollowed-out chamber in it. Okay.
while they're doing that,
Foul weapon.
I'll go around looting the bodies.
Okay. So you find a total of 30 commons on all the bodies.
Sweet.
The majority of the loot was back in the other room. The dwarves approach you, and they start taking the pick to each other's shackles and eventually like bust the shackles free. One of them approaches you. He is definitely the oldest of the dwarves. With him are two other dwarves, one with red hair and one a female. They introduce their names as Hort, Bardwin, the female, Bardrin, sorry, the female, and Wolvar. And I thank you greatly for your assistance. I did not know what would have happened to my family if you hadn't have showed up.
It's likely they would have.
Have you seen any sign of
death.
Thorvald or Arvel?
I'm going to
Yes,
step
we have
forward.
saved both of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Borbak and Ahmed are both safe.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
they.
step, go ahead.
Okay. No, you go.
I'm going to step forward and say, yes, we freed your kin, and now we're freeing you. We received a rumor that you were in trouble, and so we came here to free you and your kin from your bondage.
Yes, Ivan had told us that you hadn't been heard from in 2 weeks. And then we came here, and it turns out that there was a rival kobold tribe that sought peaceful negotiations with you.
Indeed,
They helped us get
I'm
in.
grateful. I'm grateful to the lot of you. Let us join the others. I wish to be with my family again.
Just to be clear, are there any other enclaves of kobolds down here that we should know about?
Not down here. The rest of their clan, they called the sharp things. They did not live here. I think the women and children and the others live in a cave somewhere to the south.
Well, that's good to know at least. Well, let's get you back to your kin, and we'll talk about
Remuneration.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I walk up to Jar that kind of with a pained expression on my face, and I look down on my completely bloody shirt. Do you have any more of that golden powder you use?
Yes and no. It's not something I can do much because it is a lot of. The cost is very high, not in coin, but in what is the word? There are only so many times I am allowed to make transaction in day, and I have 1 or 2 left before I reach limit. So yes, hold on. Let me yes, just don't mind me. I'm placing hands here for healing purposes only, not because there is anything attractive about your dwarf body. So 7 hit points.
Cool. Thanks.
nice.
Rob, what were they actively mining in here?
Silver.
So are there,
In fact,
are there chunks
in this
of
room,
laying on the ground?
sort of in this room, as I said, it's the very beginning of mining.
Right.
And in this room, you see 2 sacks, which are full of unprocessed silver or rock. So like rock that has some silver in it that you're gonna have to you take the chunks out and then you take them back and you put them in grinders.
Right.
Like,
Is there a chunk that's visible? It looks like it might have a little higher concentration of silver than another. I'm not looking for anything like massive amount of silver. Just maybe something that works out to be like 20 commons, 10 commons.
yeah, sure. Whatever you take, the weight of the silver, the weight of the whole stone, about 5% of it will be silver and 95% will be rock. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll say you manage not out of the sacks, but you find maybe a chunk loose near a vein, a smaller chunk.
Okay.
That they
Yeah.
never
I take that and I drop it into my little belt pouch, and then I pat it. Yes. You will help me teach a lesson. It will be a good lesson.
Okay, so you see the female dwarf Bardrin looking at you, and she watches you take it, and then she just smiles at you.
There is a particular merchant in town that is also a priest. You may know him. He has a way of making demands that are not demands, but they are monetary. So I figure I tell him if he wants his money, he can try and get it out of rock. It's a good lesson for him. Plus, is at the moment only rock.
She gives you a wide grin. She strokes her short beard, and she moves to join her father and her brother on the way out. So the group of you leave with the 3 dwarves, and outside you meet the other 2 dwarves. Arvel and Thorvald have recovered Scoot, the pony, and the cart that was with him.
Dang it!
Up around the, near where you went in and you met the Bright Claw kobolds, you see about half a dozen kobolds hiding not very well, staring at the group. They're sort of looking at you and kind of talking amongst themselves.
Do we think this is the good kibids or the bad kibids?
These are the ones you've seen before. These are the ones that you worked with before.
All kibids are kibids?
Like, I wave.
These are the Bright Claws, not the sheriff.
So, Chief is,
Kuza.
Yes, Chief, So, Chief, we found dwarves. We let them know that you help us, and yes.
Okay, so you call that out, and Kuza comes forward with Zabak and Nock, and he comes forward and he's grinning. You free family! Haha, you do good! A good plan! He's kind of dancing around you a little bit, Johnette, like he's sort of hopping on both feet around you, and he's patting you. Good plan! Ha 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 ha! You do good! Ha ha! Smart kids! He points at his own head.
Yes,
We make a deal, yes! Holt is looking at you and looking at them and looking at you.
And I turn to Holt and I say, these kobolds fought with the other kobolds when they found out that they wanted to enslave you. In fact, many of their men died. They, in fact, wanted to come to you and seek out some sort of trade agreement with you to work things out peacefully for something mutually beneficial. They have no relation to the men that attacked you and enslaved you.
Is that right? Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Kobolds can have a nose for sniffing out ore. Did you want to say something, Grim?
No. I was just gonna kind of reinforce that. I say, it's as far as we know, that's the truth. They were certainly willing to help us to recover you, and they had every opportunity to hinder us. So I think they're reasonably trustworthy, all things considered.
It's kind of like having workers that live on site.
Holt nods. He turns to Arvel, or rather Thorvald and Arvel, and he says to Thorvald, he speaks to him in Dwarvish. Anybody speak Dwarvish besides Balmera?
I do.
Okay. So he says in Dwarvish to Thorvald, he says,
Yep.
Take them back to our shop. Give them a ruby each and Scoot. And Arvel nods and he says, and look after your dad. So Arvel Arvil, Thorvald helps Arvil, who's still kind of hurt, onto the pony, which is named Scoot. It has been harnessed up again to the wagon, and Thorvald says, "I'll walk if you want to ride in the cart." And so Holt, Bardrin, and Wolvar are going to remain behind, and Arvil and Thorvald are going to accompany you back to Crossmeet if you're willing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds reasonable. I do say something like, well, hopefully your endeavor here will go well. Perhaps you can consider us friends now. And
if you've ever got gems to sell, you can expect the best exchange value from us. You come by anytime you wish, and Thorvald's going to give you something when you get back to the shop.
Excellent.
We certainly appreciate that, and we'll very well take you up on that. We plan on encountering many gems, which will I'm sure you'll find intriguing, and we look forward to our business in the future.
Okay, excellent. So, you guys leave the area and you head back towards Crossmeet. When you get back in Crossmeet, they lead you to their shop, and they open up the shop. And inside, you can see that the shop is a small area at the front where they are some gems and stuff on display. Although it's not very gaudy, it's more like it's not posh like you'd expect maybe a jewelry store to be. It's more simplistic, and the gems are just kind of like in little boxes and containers. They're not done up like all prettied up and stuff like that. The larger part of an area is back in the back where they have wagons and grinders and things like that to help separate the ore from the rock. Thorvald says, "Your family are eternally grateful for what you've done. Scoot and the cart are yours to keep, and also my father said to give you this." And so he gives you each a ruby that's worth 25 gold.
Nice.
If you'd rather the coin, I think we've got enough kicking about.
I think I would rather the coin, unless you know anyone else that exchanges in gems, but...
You'll not get a better price anywhere than from us from now on.
I'll take the coins as well, thank you.
I'll take coins also.
I have to agree with my companions here. As beautiful as these gems are, we do need to worry about food and lodgings for some time, so we'd appreciate it.
He smiles, understanding. He actually goes in the back for a minute and then comes back out with a large pouch and counts out the coins for you. So you're each given 25 gold coins, 25 crowns. And Porch Jewels is right here.
What was it? Oh,
right here.
It's
South of Sharky's End.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's the shop, and then there's several surrounding buildings around it. And I think that might be a good place to call her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So thanks everybody for watching. Please comment. We like to see comments, and we'll do it all again next week, I think. Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.